Welcome. New year, new Big Red. It's the dawning of a new age of Big Red. You guys don't even fucking know. You don't even fucking know. We're here. We're alive. I didn't sleep good last night. I had a lot on my mind. No, it's just in-laws are in town. I was over at their Airbnb. I got there kind of late. And then Sharknado Connor followed yesterday. That's pretty cool. Let's look at the chat. How are we doing in the chat? Yes, we are live. If you're listening in the future, thank you so much. I love you very dearly. I should start saying that. But yeah, I didn't sleep really good last night. There we go. Another stream where racism has won. Bal's in the chat. Talking it the fuck up. It was funny. We were at my mother-in-law's Airbnb. Happy New Year, Massive Crimson. I gotta be careful with you, dude. I don't know what any of these mean. Massive Crimson. That could be like, ha. You just said you just started an ancient Nazi occult ritual. Happy New Year, Big Red. Happy New Year, M. Fisher. I see you on Instagram. Or no, I see you on Twitter. Holding it down. Make sure I'm getting. Is it you actually? Yeah, brothers, you and Ben Vincil, Mike Lowry Labs on Twitter, and then my boy Tapes with the V. You guys always make sure my tweets get liked. Oh yeah, you sent me that Erica Kirk video. I forgot to save that Erica Kirk video because no, it's kind of funny. Like YouTube does the embedding now, which I actually really appreciate them doing. I appreciate them doing that now because it was like always they were always like, or I'm sorry, not YouTube, Twitter. Twitter does like the embedding shit, and it would always be annoying for the longest time because Twitter would not want to, like, they wouldn't want to work with other apps to make them work on. What am I trying to say? I haven't had any, dude. I'm streaming and I haven't had any coffee yet. This is a bold move for the red one. But they would oh yes, Massive Crimson. Yeah, I know Crimson is red, but I can't put it past. I'm aware Crimson is a color, but I can't put it past it. You might have started some ancient Nazi ritual, dude. I don't even fucking know. No, but God, I apologize. I can't believe I'm talking so much with. I actually have zero positive liquids in me. You guys want to see my first sip of water? There we do. I saved the first sip of water for you guys on stream. I didn't even drink a lot last night. I got back. Brother, I had a fucking day yesterday. Oh my God. I had a fucking day. Oh, the thing I was going to say, M. Fisher, I was telling M. Fisher about the fucking Erica Kirk video he sent me, which I really appreciate. And I do want to watch that because I am very curious. Because there was weird shit with her past and everyone's been making the jokes. Like they showed like fireworks going off on New Year's Eve. And people are like, oh my God, just let Erica Kirk grieve. It's fun. I like how the joke is going too long and then it's like shifting and evolving over time. I really appreciate that. But yeah, YouTube's been, because for the longest time, Twitch, no, God damn it, Twitter, fuck, I can't talk, dude. Let's take another sip of coffee because the red one can't fucking talk today. Massive Crimson cannot fucking talk today. There we go. On the road to be able to talk. But what the fuck was I trying to say? Oh yeah, for the longest time, Twitter, if you put a link up, it would be really annoying, and it would throttle your post if you were putting external links, and then just randomly one day, dude, it's nice. Randomly one day, it just autoplays stuff on Twitter now, and I'm like, that's pretty cool. It autoplays stuff on Twitter now, and I go, that's actually pretty fucking sick. Because also too, like, you'd post about a video, and then you'd post the thumbnail, and it would just be. It's not like it's one of those things where it's difficult. It's just an annoying process of like, because like I would edit the thumbnail on the computer and send it, yada yada yada. So anyway, YouTube auto playing the videos is very nice. I like that a lot. But yeah, I do really like, now that we're talking about it, I'm a big fan of Massive Crimson. But yeah, M Fisher holding it down with the likes. Happy New Year, Crimson Chin. Thank you. Her mom's probably an NSA employee. Yeah, maybe. It's I broke the Erica Kirk Romania ordeal. She was the Ghislaine of Bucharest. No shit. You broke that? Well, thank you so much for breaking that. Did everyone have a happy holiday? Did anyone get fucked up last night? Oh, that's what I was going to talk about. Yo. I know we talked about it the other day. But like, why do their heads look like that? Why do their heads look like that?
TAC is home to one communities on the West Coast. Tonight, leaders in that community say the president's comments are not only painful, but potentially dangerous. For Somali Americans living in Washington state, the words from the White House were hard to hear. Donald Trump referred to Somali immigrants.
What the hell? Like, why can't we ever just get a group being like, white people are so good at like being like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I exist. Like, out of all the things we're good at, it's one of the best things we're ever fucking good at. Check Tripoli's IG. Copy that. Shout out Sam Tripoli. He was one voice that dipped his toe into the Lemaire controversy this week, and I was like, oh, look at that. It made its way over to Sam Tripoli. Look at that. Look at little old Lemaire stirring the pot. Everyone spends every day calling him a retard. And do I not follow him? I don't follow Sam on Instagram. Get the heck out of here. Everyone calls Sam. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Man, woman. Wait a minute. Let's make it the right size again. Man, woman, gay, straight, black, white, Asian, Minnesota daycare owner. God damn it, that's funny. Yeah, dude, it's kind of crazy their fucking heads look like that. I think it makes them cool. Like, I think that's cool. I'm not like shitting on them. You guys know what I mean? Like, that'd be rude. That'd be rude to like be mad at Somalians. That's fucked up. Like, that's what I'm learning. That's what I'm learning when I'm like, you guys know me. I'm a big fan of sitting my white ass down and listening. And what I found out is Somalians, they get really mad when you point out their fraud and abuse. Humongous, how you doing? Not sticking around. Just wanted to say Happy New Year, boys. Happy New Year's, Humongous. I love you. Yeah, let me tweet this out real quick. But yeah, Happy New Year. Stream, come hang or don't. I love you. There we go. What a good post. God damn it, Andy, you're so good at posting. So fucking good at posting. Happy New Year, Humongous. But yeah, no, that's what I've learned. That's what I've learned from the Somalian community. They're just like, hey, man, sometimes you guys make these videos of us and then you kind of like show exactly what we were doing. And then that might lead to some hatred when you expose our scams, that leads to hatred of the Somali community. And you go, would you look at, that's crazy that's what happened. That's crazy. that that's what happened. That's crazy that when you it's just like, I don't know, man. How about you don't steal like that's the part that you go like, am I racist? Uh No, I'm not. You guys know me. I work too hard to not be. Every day I wake up, I go, don't say it. Don't fucking say it. But it's like, I don't know, man. I'm at a point. I think they want us to be racist. Whoever they are, whoever's moving the needle, whoever's making this and that happen in the fucking world. I don't know, man. You know, it's probably my conspiracy brain just trying to add bigger meaning, but it's just something of like with the you know what it is? It's like, it's one thing if they did it and, you know, they kind of like, it's one thing if they got caught doing it, because they did. And it's like, I was even saying, it's like, you know, like, I even get it to a degree, because let's be real. You know, I was hearing Dave and Robbie talk about it on Part of the Problem. I forgot about this, but like people forget that, or a lot of people don't even know it to forget it. A lot of people. I said said that because I wanted to get you to respond. I knew you'd have an opinion on who they are. Oh, but hey, the world's number one gaper, Pat George. That's why I tell him when you're not here, you're on an award show getting honored for number one gaper.
Not honored, but just recognized.
Well, I mean, you started the sport. Why wouldn't they?
It's not a sport.
It's a sport.
It's a skill.
Well, okay. I mean, the day
I don't do it for competition. I do it for the love of the game. The
day you proved you could reach 2.5 inches, that's when we realized it was an art.
Do you have any creek?
What?
You got any creek?
I got some time.
You got some creek?
Everyone.
Hey,
I die.
You got some creek?
No, I was talking about Somali daycare owners, and it's like, because I was saying, I was like, brother, we America causes a ruckus. Like, I was saying, like, we bomb so many people, most people don't even know we bombed Somalia. Like, that's how it's like everyone gets it. And it's like,
you got a mouse in your pocket? I ain't bombing nobody.
What?
You say we bombing people. I don't bomb anybody.
Whatever,
okay,
brother. You're bombing that toilet. You're bombing that toilet. Sit your white ass down and listen. That's my new thing. Telling white people to sit their white ass down and listen, because they should, dude. They really fucking should. No, but it's like, because I get it's the hustle. It's your Somalian version of Indian guy buys Dunkin' Donuts, and you get all your boys over here, and you hire all your boys to work at Dunkin' Donuts. It's the Somalian Minnesota hustle. And honestly, it sounds like a good song. Like, it sounds like a dance. This is the Somalian Minnesota hustle. We have a daycare, but there's no fucking kids. And then they send $8 billion back home. It's when they get like caught, and there's a Somalian guy with a head shaped like an eggplant being like, "You're racist," and you're like, "No,
that's not the point."
No, I might. Well, not yet. I'm becoming. Yeah. But no, you scammed the government and got caught. So shut the fuck up. That's the part.
Irregardless, like, it's one of those things of like saying, like, okay, I get it. Like, if you want to say it, you want to accuse, somebody being a racist or whatever, but it's like, but also, like,
I'm an American. It's my right.
But it's like, racist or not, like, are you not taking money, and also there are no children here?
That's such a good point. This is happening regardless of how racist I am.
Okay, let's just say that that horrible attribute of mine of me being super racist led us to this legitimate crime. Like, I understand that there's profiling and everything like that, but there are happy accidents. A broken clock is right twice a day.
That should be your motto, dude. Irregardless of how racist I am.
No, sorry, you're right. Sorry, I got it wrong. It's unregardless. Sorry, I appreciate that, Fisher.
No, I think it's pronounced irregardless.
Garadardis?
Yeah.
Irregardless is a word because I just said it.
Irregardless.
Watch this.
It's crazy.
Hey, watch. Capitalflab. That's a word now. Stop being so fucking strict, Fisher. Time's a construct, brother. Nothing's real.
Nothing's real. Yeah, that's my move. Hey, what about this, Andy? Brother, we're on a rock flying through the earth. Whenever I don't want to answer a question.
Do you know how fast you're going? I don't even know where I am. I don't know what this is and what is time. What is time, bro?
What is this even?
Where am I?
Man?
Where are you? Who are you? What
do you mean? Math? What do you mean?
I would be.
That's what I tell my landlord. I go, what is math? They go, you're behind on the rent. Rent behind.
Is the thing you owe me every month.
Where are we even?
What the fuck is going on, dude?
How was your oh, what were you gonna say? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, actually, speaking of, I said love of the game earlier for gaping. I have a I don't even know what this is. It's just a thought I had. I think the people that were trying to profit or take advantage of the popularity of podcasts are now coming to terms with they were never in it for the podcast. And I'm really happy to see a lot of people quitting
podcast. Oh, are you saying that because the Sopranos kids just quit?
Sopranos kids. There's another podcast that I listened to that I actually liked. That they, I think
you're just sitting there like, I'm so glad this is over.
Because because this is my same thing with comedy. I've told you this a couple times with like when it comes to comedy. People are trying to make comics or comedy itself like a celebrity or popular or this thing of like. And it was never ever meant to be that. And it's a thing where like I like that the art form itself is kind of like is proving my theory correct, because like if you get into podcasting or anything like that strictly because you think it's a good business move, it's the same thing with OnlyFans. It's the same thing I would say to anybody that's wanting to get into an OnlyFans. Do it because you really want to do it, because you will eventually make money.
Do it because you're sitting at home going, why is no one looking at my pussy?
Well, it's a thing of like if you get into it for the love of the game. Like both me and you were people that love podcasts, listen to podcasts, right?
Yeah, that's how you got into the gaping.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, are we talking about OnlyFans or podcasts?
Well, it's the same. But
no, I get what you're getting at. Is like you look around at podcasts and you see all these people who like are good at it and trying hard, and you're like,
a 2-year contract for this podcast. I'm like, what the fuck?
You're like,
it's like people.
This was
like, I bought this cat. You're like, why are you buying cats? You retard. Yeah. They're free outside.
Or it's like if you were playing like some of the stuff with podcasting, it feels like you're playing beer league softball and like a guy rolls up with like the real bat and like good shoes and you're like, we're all drunk.
Yeah.
Like that was my Yeah, that's like I always joke. That's like my favorite thing when we see podcast comments of like, bad take. I go, yeah, you turned on retard TV. That's the point. That's why I got into podcasting, because I heard Patrice O'Neal and Jim Norton yelling at each other, and they were both wrong, and it was so entertaining.
Yeah, bad. This is a bad take farm, brother, and we are harvesting. Like this is not just, we're not filling air, we're not making up things, we don't have to come up with stuff. It's a thing where like this is a thing that's a true passion to gab and talk about fucking everything all the time, every time. And you guys came into it going like, well, I guess we could, we could probably market this way. We could probably, and it's like, yeah, sure. We're both poor as fuck, but also we're both way better at podcasting than you. And we didn't go like, well, we gave it 2 years and I guess we're done. Like, no, you got into it. You failed before you started.
Well, I noticed there was a problem when people started posting their podcast and they're like, season 1 just ended. And I go, there's no season.
It's not a season.
I will say if you do, well, there's podcasts that are really just audio documentaries. You know, like Serial will put out 10 episodes. That's fine. Those ones can have seasons. But if you're just and I go, no, you don't have seasons. You do it once a week until you fucking die.
Until you stop, until you don't do it anymore, or you split off into individual podcasts. Like that's the thing. is it's supposed to, it's only supposed to breed more. Joe Rogan's podcast has always been dumbasses talking on the mic, and you look something up every once in a while. That's
Yeah.
the fucking podcast. That's podcasts.
Dude, that's
And everybody
literally
tried to take podcasts and they tried to turn it into radio. And you're like, why are you at, like, remember what I was saying about like comedians, comics, or something like that? You're taking, comics are wanting to be celebrities now.
dude.
You're wanting to be
speaking of
like
Joe
movie
Rogan,
stars.
speaking on Joe Rogan real quick, that's when I noticed the show shifted. And I always love Rogan. It's funny. I'm actually at a point where I only really listen if I see it's like some CIA spook or just some doctor
Yeah.
that Joe's just being like, wait, really? What?
Yeah.
But then but no, it's I noticed there was a shit because I realized it was like one of the last 2 times they had Alex Jones on. And then I started to realize like Alex Jones would say something and then Joe would be like, all right, we got to look that up. We got to look that up. And there was this moment where it shifted where there was because Joe got so big and there was like constant like attacks from the corporate press to try to like fuck with him. And he was just under a big microscope for the longest time during like the Spotify deal and shit. And I noticed there was a shift where I was like, oh, they actually like fucking care about being right or wrong now. It's like, and honestly too, the crowd like that's still the thing that perplexes me with, it's one thing if you're doing Lex Friedman's podcast. That is like, he wears a suit every day. I'm pretty sure he's a robot. Like, I don't 100% know if he's human. That show is about like, we will have serious discussions and we'll get down to it and we will not get in fights and and it's like, but it's like, dude, Rogan back in the day, like when it was just comics who had nothing and they were just saying the wildest shit. God damn it, I love that. I don't like, and then on top of that, I don't know this thing from like the fan base where now like the fans are obsessed with like, again, going back to what I was saying, like what a bad take. They're so obsessed with like, oh yes, random comedian who just, it's like a comedian who not drinking for 3 days is a big achievement. They're like, this guy's not very well researched. Like, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Just like,
the guy that's trying to figure out how to talk about that shitting while you bleed or shitting while you or bleeding while you shit bit or something like that. That's
it's
a
like basically
tongue twister.
It's like it's like walking down the street being like, man, I don't think that guy yelling is the Antichrist. I really like he shouldn't be saying that.
but that's what I'm saying is people like when you take a thing and you try to make it another thing. So like what like your Mom's House podcast is done, and that's another podcast that I'm a fan of. I like
Your Mom's House is just done.
No. What I'm saying, what they have done is they have taken like podcasting and then they have made a production studio for sure, and they have like 2 Bears come out of there, Your Mom's House, the Sopranos brats, like stuff like that, and then but really kind of I think the only people it's really benefiting on a regular basis are the people that they're employing there, because they're getting experience at a pretty top tier level of production. But like
that is true.
But that is not necessary for podcasting. It is not necessary for podcast. You can get a nice studio, a nice camera, nice stuff like that, and like, but they have like a team. They're doing shit. Like they're doing more with it. They've gone past podcasting, but since they still produce podcasts, they're taking the like that other who's the pretty broad that's not funny that they have on their network.
You're gonna have to be more specific.
No, the only one, the one that just got pregnant. She's like a Playboy model. What's her name?
Oh, don't be mean. She's got really huge, cool boobs. Don't be mean.
She's got cool boobs. I know, but what's her name?
She got really cool boobs.
What's her name? But like literally, like both. We're joking, but neither one of us
I'm
fucking
stalling because I don't know her fucking name. Giant blonde boobs, Pat.
Fuck.
Giant blonde boobs.
First date with.
Oh, Laura.
First date. Conrad.
Come on her huge boobs or her who? Laura's huge boobs are rad. That's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lauren something. Damn, we were both off. I said Laura. I honestly thought we were right. Lauren Compton. Yeah.
Compton.
Damn. God damn.
That's right.
We were way off.
She seems nice though.
Thanks, wife.
I'd love to do her podcast with a huge boobs. Dom Cam.
Yeah, I like her podcast was terrible. Like that, it's a thing where like you're giving them 2 years. You're committing to 2 years of a show that may fucking suck dick. And that's like one of those things. If you don't have, that's, to me, that's not a podcast. Now you're in show business. You're giving them a deal. Hey, we're gonna give you a holding deal, and we're gonna do a thing. And you're like, that's not podcasting. If you are producing just call it a television show. Call it a YouTube show. Do something else. Like say something. I think somebody said it in the comments. Going back to calling things shows.
Well, it's just I will say it is sad.
Start calling stuff a show again. Yeah, like.
Well, it is kind of funny too, where like it like sort of like what you're talking about with podcasting now is what kind of happens with people also trying to do comedy. It's because it's kind of funny where it's like, because let's be real, we do joke about, oh my God, you guys take us where, it's kind of, it does also come off a little bit as a cop out to be like, oh, you're going to take us retards seriously. Because there is also a level of like, there's a lot of time and a lot going on that goes into just looking like when you're on stage doing stand-up comedy, like, I'm just fucking shooting the shit, bro. You know what I mean? It's not like like the work that goes into it isn't always conscious. It's because that's the thing. It's like to be like good at comedy and to be good at podcasting, it is sort of this subtle 24/7 thing that's always just in the back of your head. And that's what people who go, and then like, because it's this 24/7 thing going subtly in the back of your head, to the people who are good at it, it comes off as seamless because it is. So then when people who aren't good at it see it, they go, oh, it must be really easy. And it's like, no, you have to be kind of like a psychopath all day, every day about this.
Yeah.
And then they try it and you realize you're like, it is funny because, like, I don't know, you and me send each other links sometimes, but we don't like talk, or we don't like, we don't go like, okay, what are we going to talk about? We just send each other links occasionally, and we know if there's a dip, we'll click on one of those links. But like, what was the fucking thing I was trying to say? But like with these people who kind of like, they see how it looks easy, they'll just like, you see them clamoring, being like, oh, we got to get all this other shit, we got to do all this superficial extra shit, this and that. And
well,
it is entertaining watching it be so hard for them.
Yeah, because it's like, it's literally, it is the easiest. I mean, like, if it for certain people, I guess it's really subjective, but like Dom was talking about it because we were talking about it earlier this morning, because I saw the official announcement. Hey guys, we're just gonna. It's like, guys, shut the fuck up. You're calling us to tell us you're not talking to us. Just stop doing the podcast. Like, you don't quit a podcast. You can just stop doing a podcast.
Wait, you're telling me I can't hear what it was like on set with
But I think with
what's like, Tony Soprano's real name?
Gandolfini, Jim.
Oh yeah. Oh,
they call him Jim. They're friends with him because he's Jim.
Jim. Every time I hear that, I go, it's what?
James.
It's James Gandolfini.
It's James Gandolfini. But
I know you guys were
Jim.
I call
him JG.
I know you guys were really close friends with him, but I've done a once over on the show, and it's fucking James.
Pretty sure it's James or Tone. There's a
or Town.
But I think the thing is, fuck yeah, Derek. But no, I like Your Mom's House. I still think that's a good podcast.
Yeah, I got no beef with any of those people.
But the studio itself, like they are contributing to the problem that I'm talking about, where they're saying, like Dom was saying, the thing I think they liked about it was because they moved to Austin and they could just walk into the studio and sit down and do the podcast and leave. And I think to be successful in podcasting, it's not necessary, but it is definitely beneficial if you know how to do it yourself. If you don't know how to, there's a way to know how to do it yourself and just say like, hey, I don't want to do that, and say we're going to pay somebody else to do it. Or you can, but like having the knowledge and the ability to do it yourself because you know how simple it is. And when you overcomplicate it, when you walk in, you go like, is the lighting good? Is the blah, blah, blah? Like, I mean, the thing is the word. It should be the words are the most important thing. But you definitely want it to look nice. You definitely want it to look consistent. You definitely want it to sound that way. But if you aren't able to achieve that on your own and you are only relying on other people to do it, that will you're not invested. It's like a free show. It's like people, it's asking people to be quiet at a show that they didn't pay for. It's like, obviously they don't give a fuck. They have no investment here. So they're just sitting going like, fuck you. You owe me.
Yeah, true. Now, for me, video quality, like in a perfect world, like you and me would broadcast from the nicest studio. Like in a perfect world, it would look like fucking The Daily Show every day. You and me going live, because I think that would be fun to do. Because I think we would like having all those options. But like, if we can't have that, you know what we can do? We can have 2 webcams on Restream.
Right.
That's the thing. So, like, the high quality studio isn't necessarily a sign of anything, but I get what you're saying is like, well, dude, it kind of goes back to there's a similar thing in the Rick Rubin conversation we had in this where he's talking about how AI's punk rock, and I go, bro, there has to be there's certain times when you get rid of at least any barrier of entry, you're just asking for problems. Well, you had something. What were you gonna say?
Oh, no, I was saying, do you remember? I don't know if you remember this because they didn't tell us to remember, like September 11th. But do you remember the pandemic, the most recent one?
Yeah.
Do you remember when you saw Sirius, CBS, fucking NBC, every major fucking broadcasting company resort to this?
Yeah, become podcast networks.
And I go, wait. We're literally one step down from network television. And I go, yeah, because this is the medium. It's not about necessarily the pre-production of it. But like, yeah, obviously the nicer you can make it look and sound and the most consistent is better. And have yourself a nice little, get yourself some accoutrement for the background. It's like a tattoo shop. Give, some eye candy in the background. But,
dude, I can pull up the
Hey, did you ever fit that other bookshelf in there?
What?
Were you able to fit a bookshelf in there anywhere? Speaking of backgrounds,
I love my psychotic wife.
Yeah, sorry,
just
bro.
say no. Wait, we talked about that on panties.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah,
Check out today's episode of Panties.
Pat. No, but I do want to ask you, Pat. Where could a bookshelf?
Where in the fuck are you going to put a bookshelf? Honestly?
Where could I possibly put a bookshelf?
I mean, in the house. Like I know that she was talking about in the house, but especially in that room, where the fuck is it gonna go?
No, because
unless you want to block that damn. I mean,
she gets mad at me when I bust her balls too much. She doesn't have them. She goes, "There's nothing to bust. What are you doing?" And I go, "Well, okay, I'll
Stop
clap."
hitting me there. There's nothing there.
Okay, let me clap your clam then. But no, and then but like you
slap your flaps,
brother. You know how I am. Like I've had people watching the podcast has pointed this out when it's time, like when there's like a joke that's like ready to happen, you literally see me and I start smiling. Like Nate called me out on it whenever there's opportunities to call Jibs gay. I get a huge smile on my face and I'm like, Jibs fucks guys.
Just like the dick in his mouth.
Yeah,
am I right, guys?
Yeah. He says he's bi, but he only has stories about fucking dudes.
That's true.
But no, and so she's like saying this to me. And I'm like, stop. You're forcing me to be so mean right now. Yeah. I can't help myself because you're gaslighting me right now. This is crazy.
But no, like I was saying, like when every studio and every company goes down to, when most of the talent on Sirius going like, I don't know how to work this shit. And it's like, yeah, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like I the whole time, like at the beginning of the pandemic, I was like, you fucking dumb shit. It's a fucking interface.
Yeah.
Take the fucking interface, plug it into your computer, plug the microphone into it, you retard.
Well, no, you are right about you are right about too about like just it's so much more about quality because I just pulled up the top podcast charts and it's like Joe Rogan Experience, good quality, but it's not like
again consistent. You have three different angles, and you have a look 'em ups every once in a while. That's
exactly.
the only flash and tash.
Well, and the funny part too is like, dude, this is what I love about Rogan being the #1 podcast in the fucking world because I don't watch the video of it a lot of times, but when I do, it's like he'll be like, "Yeah, Jamie, can you pull that up?" And then Jamie pulls it up, and it's like it's just a fucking rectangle in the corner, not even sized that big. And I go, I love the lack of giving a shit, and I mean this in a good way, like. Just the fact that
it's supposed to be. That's what podcasting is. You don't get canceled from podcasts. You don't get fired from podcasts. You know, like
And then at the same time, it's like we got like Sean Ryan show and Theo Vaughn and Tucker Carlson, and now these are 3 podcasts where the video quality is like really high end and over the top. And I never listened to Crime Junkie, but I think it's just audio only. And then because I knew Matt and Shane were going to be here, and then Matt and Shane like.
One camera.
It's like it's a good high quality camera, but it's not the like super HD cameras you see on the Tucker Carlson show. It's just 2 dudes talk, and you can do. And like some of these are audio only. Thank God Dax Shepard's there. He's a CIA op.
Yeah, it's so funny too. Like I said, some like celebrities.
You know what's never crossed my mind, Pat? I'm sorry to interrupt you. You know what sentence has never crossed my mind?
What?
What does Dax Shepard think?
Did you ever wonder what would Amy Poehler be like if she hosted a podcast that she was very, very lightly invested in, and almost only exclusively just has past members of Parks and Rec on, where they just go, "Hey, you remember that time?"
Welcome to What Was It Like on Set with Amy Poehler.
And it's like, bro, like I get it, but like celebrities, stick to fucking commercials. That's where you sold out. You don't get to fucking have the platform. It's meant for comics, like other personalities and stuff like that, for a place for people to land to come see, like where can I see them live? Let me find out their take about this thing this week or whatever. It's like it's literally just meant for you to build your own audience.
Yeah, it's just annoying.
And it's not meant for somebody to go like, "Hey, I'm a celebrity. Come hear my take on what I think is the hottest foods." And it's like, dude, bro, I fucking hate those themes where they're just like, what if I ate a hot chip and then I tried to read about history and then I did it while I was swimming and performing magic? You're like, that's not a podcast.
Well, that's because
that's fun. That's a fun YouTube video, but that's not a podcast.
Nah, but it's what like fucking retarded people want. That's what they want. They want you to because they're like.
Years they go, oh sorry, hey guys, we're making an announcement, we're gonna ramp down on production and we're not gonna do this anymore because guess what, this was a fucking stupid idea.
So I've been realizing I've eaten 2 hot chips a day for the past 3 years, and my asshole is I'm holding it right here in my right hand and I can't do it anymore. No, it's the fuck was I gonna say?
Top 7 are all feds.
Yeah, top 7. Sean Ryan definitely is. I don't. Everyone tries to call Tucker Carlson a Fed because he's like his dad was in the CIA, and I go like, okay, I guess there's a link there. No, but like I listen to Tucker Carlson a decent amount from time to time, depending on the guest, and like if you hear what he says, I go, yeah, I just think he's a capitalist, realizing like, oh, the corporate press isn't the thing. And it's like saying these things. I literally just think it's Tucker Carlson being a capitalist, but. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. But yeah, it's dude, legitimately, it's how people's brains have shifted because of like social media and shit, because of like stuff going viral. Cause like, you know, the average person, like you and me, are a type of guy that we enjoy shit because it's good. If it's the biggest band in the world, or if it's a band with, you know, we like to call it a buy early. Like there's bands. I just put out my album of the year list on my Instagram. Please go check that out. there's bands that rack up probably close to 1 million monthly listens on Spotify, and there's bands that rack up like 1,000 listens a month on Spotify that I put on my album of the year list, top 16 albums of the year to be specific. I don't like the fame, the celebrity of people doesn't affect my wanting to watch shit. But the problem is a lot of people that does. Like, is there a cosign? Are they really popular? Like, dude, you see those videos where a kid will look like a pop star, and he'll go to the mall and he'll have like 7 black guys around him pretending to be security, and people just form a crowd because it's just because they're like, oh, he must be important, and people start taking pictures with them. They're like, I want to be a part of that, and so what's up?
There was another cat right in the background. I would have had double cat cam. Sorry.
But no, so it's like people naturally are just drawn to celebrity, what's popular. Yeah. So then when you mix in social media, because social media doesn't reward you for the highest quality of content or the best argument or the most thought out thing. Social media rewards you for what's going to get the most attention. So people's brains have been shifting to like, what's the stuff that gets the most attention? That must be the better stuff. Yeah. So when you actually look at stuff, so because of that, you know, it's the Mr. Beastification of everything. Stuff is just turned, because literally I've watched videos of Mr. Beast, and he literally he figures out his videos by kind of just making up Mad Libs. He was like, I'm going to do this on this many days over this amount of time, and I'll do the biggest blah, blah, blah there's ever been blah, blah, blah. And a lot of people saw that as a way to get success with a lot of these like social media algorithms. And now it's a lot of stuff is getting created via Mad Libs now.
And that's what I'm saying is like, is people like, anytime somebody walks up to somebody with a camera and they're like, hey, I just want to, you know, like, hey, so anyway, like, are these your groceries? Like, as you see people buying people's groceries or whatever, and you see everybody having these like big time moments and everything. And
they come with the camera. They're like, have your sexy little kid do a couple push-ups for daddy, and I'll get your groceries.
Yeah, like shit like that when they're offering to do that, and it's like, and trust me, I've been fucking poor as fuck. I've been in really really rough spots where like, yeah, if you bought my $125 of groceries,
Pat, we listened to the podcast.
It would change my life. You know what I mean?
Bro, I almost put out a tweet, and then I thought it was too sad, but I almost put out a tweet where I go, I'd really just like $5,000 not to be a life-changing amount of money for me.
I told you that. Yeah, that was a joke I had. I had where this lady gave a lottery ticket to somebody. She like was pranking a coworker, and she gave it to him, and I said that's the one thing that if my friends ever did that to me, the fake lottery ticket, I would never be your friend again, because
it's like low key one of the most,
my heart.
It's low key one of the most evil things to do.
Well, she said, and I was like, wait, what was the amount? And she's like, $5,000. I said, yeah, no way. And I said, you know what? That's on me. I said, I'm way too old for $5,000 to be a life-changing amount of money. Like that's for me. That's way too old. Like $5,000 for most people would be like, holy shit, like I can really get caught up here. You know what I mean? Like me, I'm just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh.
You're like, babe, we can move to the big house now.
Like, oh my god, we have heat.
I can text all my friends back.
I can actually use my phone outside of Wi-Fi.
Oh yeah, dude.
Dude, you remember when I got into the car accident that totaled our fucking only working car, and I couldn't call my wife, who was less than a block away? It happened at the intersection right outside of my fucking apartment complex, and I had to use the fucking cop's phone to call my wife. No, so I can go, hey, can you walk to this accident? Because I can't call you because the Wi-Fi doesn't reach that far. That's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, I remember you sending a text going, sorry I didn't get back to you right away. I wasn't around any Wi-Fi.
Like, and this is recently. This is within months. So like that's what I'm saying. It gets dark. I'm not trying to neg people for getting emotional about $125. I've been emotional about $125. Trust me.
Dude,
I know.
That's why I'm like, it makes me laugh when, you know, we were talking about like YouTube comments and shit like that. It like makes me laugh when you watch these guys who we talked about before. It's like, And you see, dude, especially with all that fucking Lemaire shit, you see how much of this is Real Housewives for dudes. The way people respond to things.
Yeah.
And then it's like when dudes are commenting paragraphs about why I suck ass, and I'm standing there at the valet job I had to get because I ran out of all my money. I'm just like, yeah, man, I guess I do talk over people. Anyway, I gotta go park this Range Rover.
That's a good note. Wait, 1 second. Sorry, sir.
Yeah.
You know, if we're still saying sorry, sir, at like in our mid to late 30s,
you're like, yeah, it's just I got. At least I'm just really funny.
yeah.
According to me.
I hate all
Not
this
too many-
natural ability I have and how much these people say they like me. But anyway, goodbye.
At least I figured out how to be good at this. You know, I don't got much to show for it, but I definitely figured out how to call stuff gay. You know what?
I'm not even good at that. Oh, okay.
Oh, I got really, yeah. Thank God. All my friends have houses and families, and I just really figured out how to call shit gay for the past 15 years.
But that's the dedication. This is like that. I know this sounds crazy to say this, but like this is the dedication that you don't have as a soprano child starting a fucking podcast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the entitlement of like going like, this is not, we didn't start the podcast to be like legitimately, I started producing podcasts and I started podcasting so I could be better at both of them. That's why I did it.
Dude,
That's
I
why,
wake
so
up.
that when I'm a guest on, but I didn't do the work to be like, hey, how am I going to get people to want me to be a guest on their podcast? Because like that's the other thing is the few times that people ask me to be on their podcast, they're like, that was great. It's like, why do you
Yeah.
sound so surprised?
Yeah.
Like, oh, you do comedy? Like, yeah, just not a lot of people book me. It's cool.
It's the same thing with same thing with stand up. Like, you're really good. Man, I can't wait to never book you ever again.
Yeah, that was awesome. The crowd loved you too. Anyway, see you never again. Bye-bye.
Wow. You got the biggest reaction. 3,000 Instagram followers? Hey, adios, retard.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like but we've done that. I've said it so many times, dude. The comics and comedians and entertainers themselves ruin this shit because there's no rules, there's no bosses. So ultimately we try to add all this shit, and now we're trying to attach comedy and comics to celebrity and movie stars and shit like that. And it's like, stop doing that shit.
Well, you know what
are you doing?
You know what the bigger thing is for me is like, because like I always view this shit differently because, bro, I live a type of life where like I could quit this shit and be the I could be the fucking district manager of a warehouse in 5 years. You know what I mean? Maybe not district, but I could like run the warehouse. You know, like so like I do comedy because I go like, oh, it's not a real lame ass job. You know, it's like a non-traditional job. I don't have to have a day job. Like you can do it in a fun, cool, different way where you don't have to respect the paradigm. You don't have to respect the fake
ear paradigm.
You don't have to
Era paradigm.
It's not irreparadigmable.
Yeah.
Of you to follow the like agreed upon bullshit corporate constructs of like an office job.
Mhm.
It's like there you have free range to like be a creative retard, and then you go and do it, and like you're around, you know, it's one thing to be like, because you and me are two people who like we try real hard to be funny and we have to have something to say and to at least know kind of what happened on a thing so we can have something to say on a podcast and stuff like that. But then you see people who just remind you of those like climbers at your fucking job who would like tattletale on people and shit like that. And you go like, just go do that job then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's, I guess with comedy, I never I remember an older comedian said this to me and I never expected how many people were going to be in the fucking way. Yeah. Like you can just like, it's insane to me. There's people in comedy that are just like, yeah, I'm just going to do this because I'm not hot enough to be an actor and I don't want to take a drug test. So
right.
But I'm still going to be a huge fucking Frieza about everything the same way the douchebag at your corporate job would be. That's the stuff like That's the stuff that drives me crazy. It's because it's like I respect hard work, but it's the people that want to still fall in line with all the gay ass corporate bullshit. It boggles. It's like, just go do that.
Yeah, stop
It's
making
way
this,
easier.
This is not that. This was made in answer. It was in retribution, or what is it, in retaliation? We're not wordsmiths this year. So far, 0 for 100 for me, and in references. But we're essentially just sitting here trying to be not the anti-celebrity, but essentially the thing of like, you're supposed to be independent from all those things and not like best buddies with, you know, major celebrities unless you're willing to like talk about them personally. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's the thing, is like, it's you're supposed to treat them like every other part of your life. You know what I'm saying? Like a comic is supposed to be able to, when you're putting that much emphasis on like comics and stuff. I think Pat Oswalt was talking about this, where like when you're calling comics modern day philosophers, like, no, we're fucking clowns, you idiot. We're supposed to be the people that are like, hey, look at this shit, honka honka, this is dumb. Look how dumb this person is. And you're supposed to be able, independent of like all of it, so that you can make fun of each thing.
Well, that's the problem with
that's your perspective on each thing. But if you're just like, so I'm hanging out with this celebrity and then I'm doing this, like, you can tell, but now you're just telling of, it's like you're, I don't know, if it's weird name droppy stuff that like it's not that like you're supposed to be anti everything, but you're supposed to be like open to being against everything, I think. And that's like, at least how I've always put it, of like, there is nothing that you're not supposed to talk about. You're allowed to talk about anything.
Yeah.
So like when you start getting into celebrity, then you're like, well, I can't talk about that because it would ruin my sponsor. It's so funny. I just watched the Tom Segura special, the most recent one that came out on Netflix. And at one point he said something like, he tells some stupid nonsensical bullshit story about the Blue Angels at the beginning so he can make the callback at the end. And it's like, okay, whatever, you know, that's just the formula when you get to the Netflix level of like specials of like, it's a performance. It was pretty funny, not his best. But there's at one point when he says something about calling, and I think what he said was, because I think I noticed the dub of him doing a voiceover or a correction or whatever. He said, well, I guess I'll call a ride share. And I said, what do you mean call a ride share? Is that because you were coached not to specifically say Lyft or Uber or anything like that? He said the words call a ride share, and I go, that's
actually
not a comic. That's not how a comic would say it.
No. That's it. If I could get it, what was it on Netflix?
Yeah.
That's probably a legal thing where Netflix, like, we actually can't say Uber or Lyft in it. Maybe.
But that's like, it's like the end of a joke, and it's a little throwaway thing at the end. It's not the punchline. It's not the main part of the joke. They're not making fun of Uber. But yeah, legal got in, and they were like, hey, you can't say Uber or Lyft or anything in particular. Just say rideshare. That'll be funny. And it's like, I thought if you're doing a comedy special, it's not supposed to be like a late night set where they're like, you can't make fun of McDonald's or Burger King or Sprite because they're all sponsors.
So I'll say this. That is incredibly stupid. It like reminds me of Patrice always had that funny anecdote he talked about on Tough Crowd, where he was doing a joke about the DC sniper, and he goes N-word in a Buick. And it's funny because it's actually, I think it was actually a Chrysler, but he's just like, Buick is just funnier. I don't know why.
Right.
N-word in a Buick, it just flows better. But apparently, like, Buick or whoever the parent company was a sponsor. So that actually got censored because they have this like weird thing where they're like, we don't want people that think about Buicks and the DC sniper. Like, someone's gonna go like, I was gonna buy this Buick, but then that guy put the kid in your. It's nonsensical. It's retarded, but it's not like Patrice.
I get the legal part of it, but if it's a comedy special, like if you're doing a late night set.
Last thing. What I'm trying to say is that I'm putting all shade on Netflix for that. I don't. That's Netflix being gay as fuck. I don't get, but I wouldn't give Tom Segura shit for that.
But I feel like that's how we make it fucking lamer and more like
1000%.
because because this is a little mini hill. He's not going to die on this hill. He's not going to be like, well, I'm not going to not release my. Okay, I'll change it to rideshare. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like that. But that's then the next time it'll be like, well, make sure you don't talk about any certain specific race or anything. And it's like, wait, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, it's just a.
No, you're right.
Like
That's like
weird.
I get your logic. That was actually like the big thing with the Jordan Peterson thing when back in the day when he first got known. People thought he was being like, they're like, you're being hella extra, dude. And he's like, no, it starts here and then that thing where it's like you're forcing it. I think there was like a proposed law that they were going to force people that if someone identified as a certain gender, you had to legally say that. And he's like, I'll do it to be polite, but you can't legally force me to do anything like that.
Right.
That's
and
crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And people were hitting with him they're like, what's the big deal? And he's like, well, no, this is where it starts. And then once you agree to do something like this, it makes it easier to get everyone else to agree to something else. So
Yeah.
I get where you're at. Can I make this might be a hot take about Tom Segura. I want to hear him talk about rich guy stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know why people do this fucking thing. They were doing it to fucking Bert with like, oh, because I listened to Bert's podcast back in the day. Big Bert guy. I would love to get blackout with Bert, and I wouldn't even mind if I woke up with a sore ass. Big fan. But Bert, known rapist. Let's just throw that out there. I'm a big fan of Bert because of the rape.
Just get ahead of it. Just want to say, I stand with Bert.
Wait, were we making that joke on here where it's like the Jews run everything and they're doing a great job? Like
No.
you go, was that? I forget where I said that, but I was like, I want to start doing that. You have the bad opinion, but you're like, great job though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like, did you hear about Bill Cosby? Yeah.
Yeah, of course I did. I know the whole time.
But it's like, it's one thing because Tom Segura did have that spaz where he was like talking down to the airplane, the airport employee and stuff and that was a super bad look. But it's like, brother, I sit around going, man, it'd be great to have a fuck ton of money and buy expensive things. And I don't know if I'm going to get the opportunity to have like warehouse of cars money. So I got to be perfectly honest. When you see comedians you like and they get to have warehouse of cars money, I don't want Tom Segura to pretend he's not rich as fuck. You know what I mean? Like this thing, like Rogan has everyman interest, but he's like a billionaire. And it's like, I don't know why people go like, you could be a billionaire, but you have to trick me into thinking you're an everyman still. I go, no, they worked real hard and made a lot of money. And now I'm curious what it's like to fly on private jets because I don't know if I'll ever get to do that.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like, yeah, you can be a regular dude with rich guy stuff. So like, that's the thing is that's why I want to talk to you, like for him, especially because you're still white trash when white trash gets money. Like, so that's why I like the Are You Garbage guys. Cause they talk about like their new money essentially. And they admit it. Like, they're like, yeah, this is like, they're not at that tier yet. Do you know what I'm saying? Like and that's what I'm saying is like they get to a level of where they're like, can't talk about that. Can't talk about that. That's I don't want to ruin this. And like, oh, let me talk to legal real quick. And you're like, you're a comic. You're supposed to, if you want to be crazy party animal, like Bert is somebody who's like a millionaire and can do and essentially lives a somewhat lavish lifestyle, but like is doing it in very white trash fashion in a lot of cases. I do feel like it is definitely character wise, like he puts it on, but he is a true professional at putting that shit on. Like when he goes like, all right, you need to go out there and rev up this, you're going to go do the opening announcement for the NASCAR. What is it? The Daytona 500, something like that. He's gonna milk that fucking gentleman, start your engines. Like he's going to perform that. And like he is a true professional in that sense, but like ultimately, he is just he's just white trash. He's just white trash with money now, whereas like Tom Segura is a person that like I like again like he's somebody that's like he's appreciating his wealth and success. So like it's a thing where If you're hanging out with celebrities and you're doing all that stuff, cool. But like, tell me an embarrassing story about Jelly Roll. Then, tell me a story that maybe is gonna not necessarily make everybody look in the best light or something like that. Like that's a fun
tell me
story.
about how Jelly Roll was pumping Ozempics into all of his cheeseburgers.
Right. You gotta make. I don't know. Nothing's nothing's off limits, but like it is nice to see that at least people are making hay while the sun's shining.
You know what the worst thing about Jelly Roll is like I got to meet him for a minute at the mothership, and god damn it, is he the nicest guy in the fucking world.
Yeah.
Like I literally got to see him. It was so funny. I forget if I mentioned on the show. Oh yeah, I did one time because like dude, I'm walking through the mothership and Jelly Roll turns around and he just goes, Nathan Marshall. And I go, oh, you're just friends with Jelly Roll now?
That's right.
Oh, and so, dude, we're watching
You have a
WrestleMania.
new fat white? Oh.
Not
I guess
anymore.
You don't have a lot of room for your old fat whites.
Not anymore. No, you saw Jelly Roll lost all that weight. I'm now still as fat white.
Ooh, you got a melted white and you got a fat white.
No, but then no, dude, I was making the joke. We were watching WrestleMania and Jelly Roll came out and I go, oh, it's friend of Nate Marshall, Jelly Roll.
Oh, you're my
But no.
friend. You're my friend Nate's friend. What's jam marmalade? No, Jelly Roll. That's it.
But then also too, I've really put my flag in good opinions about music. And it's always like whenever Jelly Roll comes up, I go, bro, I wish you didn't make the worst music on human earth.
Yeah.
Because it is like he seems like such a nice dude, and then you hear his song and you go, the crimes you've done to the human race are unforgivable.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing of like, I guess that's the point is, we were talking about how like it's weird how certain musicians or bands can be friends with other bands or like celebrities. You're surprised sometimes with like,
We find out Avenged
like,
Sevenfold is friends with NoFX.
Yeah, stuff like that. Like I feel like if I was friends with Jelly Roll, I'd be like, hey man, I think you're a great guy, but like new song, like not for me.
It'd be hard to maneuver.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's like not like no offense. Like I think you're an incredible person, but like I think a true friend of his would be somebody that's not gonna go like, go listen to my best friend, his awesome new album that I think is awesome. And it's like, do you really? You jamming that? Like,
Dude, it'd be hard to. It would
jamming
be.
that Jelly Roll?
Well, it's like, dude, can you imagine? Like,
Cat Cam.
What? Can you imagine Cat Cam?
This is Jelly Cat.
No, I think about it. I rap and I cry. My name's Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll, how was your day? I've worked so hard and I strive. It's just every clip of him, he's crying about how he used to be fat.
Yeah, bro, it sucks. We know.
Dude, my favorite one, he's like, yeah, I lost all this weight. I can see color again. I go, what?
Yeah, come on, man.
What are you talking about? Is that a thing? I've never heard that before. You can get so fat you stop seeing certain colors.
Maybe all the fat just kind of pushes up in your face and just kind of like gives you macular degeneration or something like that. Like pushes your cheeks up.
I think he was just a sloppy eater, and he would just keep getting water sauce in his eyes,
He's
or whatever it's
jelly-eyed.
called. Yeah, he would bite too hard on his Jelly Roll, and the jelly would be in his eyes. And he's like, "Why is everything purple?"
And now everything's grape.
Oh, I live in this grape world. Why?
I think it's like I understand why he's very grateful because he's not very good. You know what I mean? Like he's like that kind of thing of like, I'm just so happy with what I have and all this thing of like, of course you are. Like you're playing with house money at this point.
He's just crying. He's like, I just don't understand. My music is so bad. Why do they keep listening? Thank you, God.
By the way, Andy, if all of a sudden people just started fucking hoisting me on their shoulders and giving me awards and a ton of money and like stadiums and shit like that, I would be surprised and very grateful and probably emotional too. I'd be like, thank you so much. It's just about my dead dad. I mean, I don't know. I'm just joking about my dead dad and stuff.
Well, I don't know, man. This kind of is a segue into something I wanted to talk about because Bro, I have also just been getting rewarded by putting out just the stupidest shit ever. I gotta tell you, I think for me, 2026 is gonna be the year of the retard, the year of not
No.
giving a shit, dude. Because like, I just like in the past 2 days, did you see the Texas Roadhouse reel I posted?
I think on it, yeah, on Instagram.
Yeah, on Instagram, brother. I was driving around. I saw Texas Roadhouse. I remember I pulled over to where I was gonna go, and I was like, "Let me just record." I can't express how little energy or effort I put into this. And I go, that might be funny, and I posted on Instagram, and it got 100,000 views in 2 days. And then like I did the same thing on my TikTok. I made a joke about IPAs, and I used the Luke Combs song about beer, and it's currently at like 60,000 views with like 6,000 likes, and people are having a very IPA light beer debate under it. And I just and dude, it's the same thing with my fucking AFI video that I posted. I literally woke up within seconds after waking up, that pops into my head, and I go, oh, this might be funny. And then that's like it's at like it's almost at 600,000, I think. And I'm like, I don't like why? I don't know if I've ever been rewarded for giving a shit. And it's but it like you know what it is? I've kind of known this is the reason that it's like such a thing to me. It's like I've kind of known this for forever. But I just go like, but like I want to give a shit. But then I don't know. I've been thinking about this the past like 2 or 3 days just because I've been giving so much less of a fuck, and like these things I post do 1,000% better. And I'm like, that's a sign. That's a sign from the universe telling me something. To just like
trust your instincts. Like I think that's all that really is. Is just
I think it is too.
Because it's like I get it being like my thing is kind of like a thing of like I've put the work in over the years of like doing that stuff, but I don't want to like I've been doing a lot of spinning wheels. When I was doing like stand up in like Central PA and stuff like that, it was great because it could still get, stage time. There was still like a couple clubs, Lancaster, Reading, or whatever, like local areas and stuff like that. Harrisburg, obviously, but it was a thing where I was just like, I'm only just putting in the work for this, for like just stand up. Like it's not actually like I'm not gaining any traction. I think that's the thing is I think for me, 2026 is going to try to be the year of traction because I've put the work in and now I actually have to like show the work. So like I've put the work into considering like the material I've written over the past 10 years. Like I actually have to put that to work to like the broadcasting and stuff, like straight up doing the shit of like, hey guys, if you got a podcast, I'd love to do it. Like, because we're all stupid, retarded incels, and none of us reach out to any of us because we're competitive but supportive and all this other gay shit.
I'm a simp. Come on, man. Don't fucking.
But like all this other stuff of like, I'm a funny, engaging guy, and I need to put the wheels to the road because I've just been doing the work and not actually being able to put any of it to like. What is it like? Implementing any of the work.
Implement it, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where I think that's the kind of the year of. I don't know what it is, but it'll be execution. I think I'm thinking about bringing back some.
I will be killing myself.
Some proper. Well, it's like by the end of the year, yeah. Obviously, no pressure on you guys. But I just had an idea.
No pressure, but clock starts now.
If I don't get 7,000 likes on my next thing, I will do it. No pressure. And I will have you guys in the note. Saw off your top. Next post you do on TikTok. Huh? Here's look, not just a hat rack, my friend.
Wait, by the way,
put it in the caption.
Go ahead.
A little bit. Go. 1 like equals $1. Verbal contract. They're in it. Once they like it, they owe you $1.
That's smart.
That's $7,000 right there. You made it.
If they don't pay you, you're allowed to go to their house and rape their wife.
Take $1 at least out of their wife's vagina.
Pussy. $1 worth of thrusts in his wife's vagina.
Yeah, I think just that, like, there's a couple older. I'm thinking about bringing back the Gross Domesticated podcast, and just kind of putting out and just strictly just content, like the content that I want to put out, not the stuff that, like, I don't know. I just writing and also putting shit out are like two things that I'm really motivated to do, but I don't seem to know how to, like, get myself structured enough. So
Yeah, I
like,
feel you.
that's the kind
Brother.
of thing of, like, I have plenty of ideas, I got plenty of shit, like, I just got to start, like, again, wheels to the road kind of thing.
No, I completely sympathize with you, because that's why it's gonna make me sound like a huge retard, but it would be the first time anyone's thought that about me. So I guess I'll just fucking jump in the deep end, Andy. No, that's why I've been so obsessed with, like, books the past year or two, because I'm like, I know I'm not like a dummy. I can fucking read, but, like, the way my brain works and the way I have, like, anxiety, I cannot concentrate that long and, like, really just get. And it's like, what? Like, I've been obsessive about it. I was like, why can't I just sit with a book? I literally can't. And I just, you know me, I don't take. Let me rephrase that. I don't admit defeat. I never say I'm wrong. No, well, sometimes. But no, it was like, and it became an obsession of mine, and that's why I've been really getting into, like, fucking books and shit like that. But it is a thing of, like, that is a thing, man, where it's like, it's hard to, like, you're, like, good at something. Like, I've had moments where I sit down and, like, really write. Like, I told you the idea I had for the movie about the simp, the incel turned simp killer. And I've sat down a couple times to write stuff out. And when I do, it fucking, I gotta be honest, dude, I read it back and I go, this rips. But then it's like, I just can't. And that's the other reason why I'm like, I have a lot of static in my brain. That's what I've been working on a lot. Cause that's like that's like a big thing with why I can't just fucking sit and read a book. Cause it's like, I'll sit down, I'll go, and I'll be like, you shouldn't be doing this. You should be doing this. And it's why, and then that is swirling around my head. And then I get this fucking, I get this data point of these fucking low effort TikToks going viral. And I'm like, that's a sign. Like you just said, it's like, trust your instincts. And it's like, I've been living my life second guessing myself. And it's not that I don't have these abilities. It's that I can't just, like, fucking make the like, I've been very bad at trusting my instincts, and I've been proven recently, like, you should probably just trust your instincts. And even if it's like, certain people are go, I hate that he trusts his instincts, or that sucks, or whatever. It's like, you know what you like, so do what you like.
Yeah, there's a level of projection. Like, I this is my favorite form of media. This is the thing that I feel I'm the best at. So I'll try to do more. Essentially, just going to be more podcasts. So I'm thinking about bringing back the Gross Domesticated podcast on a regular basis, as well as starting my my paranormal show. So I'm going to start those this year and have those actually done. Like, because I think that was another thing too, was really a lot of last year was me kind of just frantically trying to figure out how to put out fires and make money. so it was just constantly me just going like, what the fuck? It was all about survival. So, like, this one is like, now that I feel like I have my feet under me, is like trying to actually, like, make some progress make some hay while the sun's shining, because I don't want to stay here for too much longer if I don't have to.
Well, that's why that's so funny. You and me have very, very good parallels where I've also spent the last year and a half just being like, how do I make money? How do I make money? And I think that actually it's like one of the most annoying thing about creative shit is that constant worry about money fucks up the process so much.
Well,
that's what I've like
every week or every month. I'm like, I hope I have a job next month. Like, literally, like, but I'm not, it's just always there kind of thing. But it's like, I feel like that means I feel employed. Do you know what I mean? Like, so that means that's the counter to me not going, like, instead of me just going like, I guess I'll just lay in my closet floor again all day. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's a thing where I'm going to go, hey, I actually have a purpose and I have somewhere to be,
Yeah.
to not be able to have, not that I'm not organized, but like to be like, oh shit, I have so much stuff that I have to do now that I need to make time for my stuff is a good problem to have.
Well, yeah, you don't have. That's why being busy is good. You don't have the time to like, worry about. It's like you actually just literally have less time to be depressed because
Yeah.
you're like, I mean, if I'm gonna be a super depressed sad sack, I don't. I'm not gonna get anything fucking done.
Bar, you couldn't be more right, brother.
Actually, speaking of which, could I get a little? I would like to grab a little bit more coffee if you're down to podcast for a little longer, Patrick.
Yeah,
Perfect.
bro.
Do you mind talking with the
I'll
kids?
say everything I want to say. No, I think going like drink kratom instead. Nice. I didn't even know what the fuck kratom was. I still don't actually really know what kratom is. But it's a thing that I've heard. I think a couple different people say that they've gotten addicted to, in like a negative way, like that they had to like wean themselves off of apparently. So I don't know what that is exactly, but I've said this a million times. Coffee is the only drug that I do that I genuinely experience withdrawals from if I don't do. If I don't drink coffee every day or some kind of caffeine at least once a day, then I get a headache, I feel sick, all this other shit. Like I go through withdrawals. It will ruin my entire day. As opposed to like if, hypothetically, if I were to smoke weed, which I do not, obviously, because it's illegal. But if I were to miss a day, it would just be like, I feel a little different. I wonder why. It's like that kind of thing of like, oh shit. You know what I mean? Like even people that may be once a day smokers still have that feeling every once in a while where you're like, one day where you're like, oh shit, I haven't smoked today. Like it's not that it's not habitual or that you don't do it every day or you're not addicted. It's just the fact that like some days you wake up and you're like, oh yeah. Like you're doing some running around, you're just distracted, usually around the holidays or something like that. But coffee, if I don't drink it usually it's around 1 or 2, I feel like. If I woke up in the morning, it's like around 1 or 2, like I'll start being like, why do I have this fucking headache? Why do I feel like my head's pounding and all this other shit? It's because I haven't had the drug that I need. Yeah. What is this? Oh, I think he's explaining kratom to me.
Kratom. It's isn't that plant-based heroin?
Maybe, yeah. It's
I've
like taking
heard
half a painkiller and half an Adderall. Wow, that's pretty cool. So
I've
wait, you do
heard-
that instead of coffee? So it's just essentially, it's like instead of you being like, I'm addicted. Yeah. Okay. So it's just another drug. I was just saying that I've said this many times in my past that coffee is the only drug that I do that if I don't do it every day, I do actively go through a withdrawal. Like there are some days that I wake up and I might get my day started or anything. And I was saying this hypothetically, if I were to smoke weed every day, which I do not because it's illegal. If I do like get to like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon or like later on in the day, like sometimes I'll get home at 7 o'clock at night or something like that after being out all day. And I'll just be like, oh, I feel a little different. Or maybe I'm a little bit more high strung or something like that. That's legitimately. But if I don't drink coffee, usually about 1 or 2 p.m., depending,
Yeah.
I'll start to get this crazy headache. I can feel like sick, like I've like thrown up before. Like it's this crazy shit where you're like, I go through active withdrawals quickly with caffeine, and it's the only drug that I've ever done that has that effect on me. Aside from like being in the hospital, going through like what's it called, anesthesia.
Yeah, well, no, I actually, it was funny. I went down a whole coffee rabbit hole because I was like, why specifically do you have to shit after you like have that first sip of coffee? And there's something about the caffeine that
it's a stimulant.
stimulates your fucking butt glands and moves the shit around and stuff. But it's the other thing I learned is like like when you start drinking coffee, you literally get yourself in. You've now started a loop that like you literally are going through withdrawals
Yeah.
every single day. So yeah, once you start drinking coffee, you've now begun a process that, you know, you're going to feel, cause dude, I've been there. It's like, I remember trying it a while ago. Like now I'm just at a point where I'm like, I also like coffee and I like coffee. I like cause it's always that process of like, we just in America, you have to just feel bad about everything.
Yeah.
So like people just go like, yeah, I know what I'm doing makes me a stupid piece of shit, but I just gotta drink my coffee because I'm addicted, because I'm a weak bat. No, I like coffee. I like being energized and alert during the day. But yeah, you've like immediately participated in this like this loop of, you know, every day you need the coffee. And that's what I was gonna say. And I remember a while ago, I had like nothing to do that day. And I was all, you know, and also I was working a warehouse. So I was on the fucking White Monster honey bun diet. Like I was already drinking way too much fucking caffeine. I go, let me just kind of like not drink some just to kind of like balance myself out for the weekend. Like if I don't need it, I won't drink it. And dude, just like what you said, around 2-3 o'clock, I was like, I wasn't getting headaches, but dude, I felt weird. I was like, I have to drink
my, like,
it.
whole head. Like it's not like a sharp
Yeah.
pain. It's just like my head feels like it's kind of getting like mushed.
It's like that. It was similar to when you smoke a lot of weed and you still feel a little hazy, but like all of it was in a way badder tone, in a way worse tone.
Usually at that point too, like it doesn't matter if I do, like I'm like, oh shit, I forgot to drink coffee or whatever. Even if I like do, it just means it's not going to get much worse. It doesn't get better. Like my headache doesn't go, and I'm like, that's really that's a little disturbing and a little scary to think about, like how much of a dependence I have on something as simple as like coffee.
Yeah,
to
but
where,
dude,
like, if I don't remember it, I will get physically ill.
But that's a thing where you realize, I mean, I don't have definitive evidence, but again, the theme of the show is we're fucking confident retards. But no, that just aids in, because you know me, I told you I've realized, I go like, oh, I think the quote unquote American dream is just a way to get people into what do they call it, like wage slavery or debt slavery, whatever the fuck they call it. And it's like, because that's the thing, everyone talks about how like, you know, like like it is like caffeine rules, but it is psychotic that it's like, oh, if I drink a little bit of it every day, and then if I try to not drink it, I'll feel insane at 3 p.m. And it's like, you go like, oh yeah, that is fucked up. But then you start to realize like, oh yeah, but if I work a job at fucking 7 a.m. every day, how the fuck am I gonna do that without drinking coffee?
Right. Yeah. And even with sleeping, like getting plenty of rest and stuff like that, like you can't always count on that. But
it's this thing. Once again, everyone just goes like, well, yeah, obviously you work an 8-hour job every day from Monday through Friday. That's just what you do. And it's like, you know, it's this thing where you're like, well, why do jobs have to be 8 hours? Like, why don't you just do the work, and when it's done, you leave? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
like you're supposed to feel weird if your job doesn't fit in traditional constructs. Like, you know, like that's what they say about comedians. Like, oh, you guys only work an hour a night. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, but also like, why am I supposed to? But then it's just like, then people are allowed to hit you with the fucking shut up and dribble shit and stuff like that. Because it's like, oh, you live such a pampered life. And, you know, and obviously I would rather work the weekend at the club and make a couple grand over an actual job. But it's like, I guess my argument is the money's not, it's like my money is still worth the same as your money. So it's like, why is that less valid of a job? It's just assume that it's like, no. You work 40 hours every week under a boss that fucking hates you, and you basically smile and be a phony every day. And and that's what real living is. And I go, I don't know, man. I think we're sold a bill of bullshit. That made me laugh too. Shut up and get on that mic.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
You don't gotta run, you can walk. Amp's great. Pat Gay. What do we got here? Weed should help withdrawals. Also, when kicking a drug, try and time it when you aren't in your normal routine, like if you're out of town for a few days. Yeah. I don't know why I did that. He's not back. I would love to theoretically do like the caffeine detox. Not that I like want to because like I was saying before, I go like, no, I like having my morning cup of coffee. You know what I mean? It's nice. It feels good. And I like being a little bit jazzed up. I will say I was crushing monsters. I do these cycles where I don't drink energy drinks for a real long time. And then I try one. I say, fuck it. And I try one. I remember they're super duper tasty. And I drink the fuck out of some energy drinks. But I want to try to hopefully, hopefully not forget this next time around, because like they are super tasty, but with the like they're not good for like my anxiety and my ADHD brain and shit like that, because like I noticed it the one night, like I was drinking them a bunch because of this valet job, because the job just works easier if you got a little bit of energy to like move around, like, you know, just run for the cars and shit like that. But then I remember I threw one down. The shift ended up being kind of, because I wasn't noticing it, because usually I have to like do a lot of running in the shifts. You know, I get a lot of energy worked out of me and shit like that. But this particular shift was not that fucking busy. And I get home and I'm just, all I want to do, I was trying to see if I had it around me. All I want to do is just sit down and read. My brother got me this dope ass manga. Wait, what am I? I'm gonna read that comment in a second. My brother got me. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Berserker. It's fucking sick. It's like a legendary comic. It was really funny because my brother got me the first 5 issues of Berserker for Christmas, and I actually got my dad a like special edition version of Berserker for Christmas. So like we both got. And then I got my brother the first 5 issues of Chainsaw Man. So the Malafrina boys were gifting manga very heavy this year, which I thought was a very funny thing about Christmas this year. But no, I was just trying to sit there and read it, and bro, it was a fucking ping pong match going on in my head, and I'm just like, and I realized, I go like, oh, this isn't just the ADHD, it's the way that the caffeine hits me with the energy drinks. And I was like, that's what I was telling him. I was like, I think I'm off energy drinks again, because it's just like the way I don't need all that science with my caffeine. I think coffee beans are fine. Wait, what? I was reading this comment though. Andy is itching towards anarcho-primitivism, which I don't 100% know what it is. Every day, industrialization is for the slaves of simplicity and convenience. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, no, you know what it is? Because it was like, I think for me, I was on one path because I got into, because like this happens a lot of times where like you get into the libertarianism and you look at like the way they view rights and what you're allowed to do and not do, and what you're allowed to tell someone else to not do and all this other shit. But then it's like, it's just talking about that from a legal standpoint. Basically, it's a philosophy based on like how and when you can use force. But then there's a whole separate thing of like, you know, well, what you do need some sort of construct of morals that you can't just be, you know, it's like you can get a gun, but you also should learn how to use a gun and learn when not to and all that kind of stuff. That's kind of like, it's kind of like that thing. And I've been like way more focusing on, in the past couple years, I just been, because like also too, I was saying I've been through a couple cycles of like, you know, after been paying attention to the news for probably like 15, 20 years at this point. And I've been through enough cycles of just like, oh, so it's just like never changes. We just have the same arguments. And so in the past couple years, I've been having much more of a focus on like, hey man, we should just have a standard where it's like, yo, you shouldn't do this. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's a thing of like bring back more shaming, but it just needs to be more of a standard at times of just like, yo, this sucks ass. It's I hate this fucking world where shit sucks ass, and then we go like, man, doesn't that suck ass? I figured out my hot take. We all agree that hot take is true.
Yeah.
And then everyone else agrees it sucks ass. And then we just go like, but it's, and then it's just still there all the time. So I guess, maybe I am an anarcho-primitivist or whatever you just said. Who knows? Because I have been way more focusing on like just, right and wrong, simplicity, convenience, like you're talking about.
There was some senator that like went off like that. Like I tried to find it. I don't know how to find it necessarily, but essentially he's talking about, I think he was talking about the balancing the budget or something along the lines, but he kept on saying the way I tried to find it was he just kept using the word dadgum. And I was like, he was like a guy from Tennessee that he was a Republican that was like saying, he's like, this is terrible. He's like, I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen. He's like, we could do this, we could do that. And then we're going to sign this and we'll bring it over to here. And he's like, and then nothing's going to get done. He's like, cause that's how everything happens here. Nothing gets done. It's a daggum waste of time. Nobody here, they're supposed to be here to help the American people, and they're not. He's like, this has happened for years. It's an endless dangum cycle, blah, blah. He just keeps saying daggum cycle and all this other stuff. And he's just essentially explaining that it's incredibly broken and it's incredibly insulting. And it's crazy that this continues to happen. He's like, and I'm in it. He's like, I don't understand what's going on. He's like, not I don't understand what's going on, but essentially like saying like, I can't believe that this is how things are run here. It's so, and he's like, it's so bad, back ass word kind of shit. Like he was just essentially going off on saying it's incredibly stupid how our system works.
Well,
or doesn't work.
There's like there's just rampant examples of like the one I remember I heard someone talk about that made me look at it a different way was like the student loans thing when they were talking about student loans forgiveness. And it is like a thing of like, yeah, at the end of the day, you got the loan. That's your responsibility. And then also too, if you just forgive loans with no, like, they're just going to print money out of nowhere. So just get ready for the inflation to go fucking haywire again. But, at the end of the day, it's your responsibility. You got the loan out. But that, like, let's talk about the other end.
Yeah.
Because there's banks who, like, a fucking 18-year-old went to a financial institution and they said, hey, can I have 6 figures of money? Can I have money where there's 5 zeros after it? And they're like, yeah, what are you going to do with that? They're like, I'm going to learn about poetry. And they're like, yeah. Do you want that at a crazy high interest rate? They're like, I don't know anything. Sure.
What's an interest rate? Go for it.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, man. Like, and I'm not trying to, obviously I'm like pointing out like goofy liberal shit, but like, and I'm like, I got no fault of like, if you want to learn about poetry, it's not about that. It's just like from a financial standpoint, it's like, yeah, they're never going to make, like, the likelihood of them making a shitload of money is not dependent on college. It's dependent on like lightning in a bottle. It's like, you shouldn't have given that person a loan.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then it's like everyone gets a fucking credit card. Like, don't worry, it'll be at fucking 25% interest. You're like, that's insane.
Hold on.
You know what I mean? Like,
I found it.
Oh, the dadgum clip. You can send it to me. I'll throw it up.
I'll throw it on Instagram. It's a YouTube clip, but I'll send it through Instagram. Hold on one second.
Copy that. But no, it's like no one, like, obviously there's personal responsibility on a lot of things, but no one ever wants to talk about like how predatory it is to give teenagers put teenagers into 6 figures of debt after they go to a building for 4 years. You know what I mean? That they like anything they learn in that building, they could just learn on YouTube. You know what I mean? And it's like there's millions of examples like that where it's like obviously the insurance companies want to make their money, but like, and I think under a fucking free market system, it could be better, blah, 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 blah. But like there does need to be a conversation where like, you know what I mean? It's almost like the health insurance situation to me feels like, if you go to a concert, obviously I know beers are going to be more expensive, but like, do they need to be $15 for a 24 ounce? And that's the same thing with like, like I get it. I don't think it should be cheap to get an ambulance, but dude, I remember when I broke my pinky, the ambulance ride was $4,000. And they didn't like, they patched up my finger and then drove me to the hospital. And now and there's a guy sitting there going like, yeah, fuck it, charge him $4,000. And I'm like, who the fuck's that guy? And how's that guy just get away with that every fucking time?
Yeah.
And it's with all of these things, man.
I learned about that when I was in the medical supply business. Like the markup and shit like that. Like they were talking about the markup, and I was like, that's just all. He was like really proud of himself about how much he sold and all this other stuff and how much profit he makes for the company and all this shit. And I'm like, but I was like, but you're just making up the price, but you make it competitive to the other businesses, but you're still marking it up like 3 or 4 times the price.
Yeah.
If not 300 or 400%. And he's just like, yeah. And it's like, okay. But I think I think all debt is eligible for bankruptcy or should be eligible for bankruptcy. Making college permanent is a form of imprisonment. I do agree with that. Because I'm somebody that went to an unaccredited school that was trying to offer me a bachelor's degree in science, but I was going there for music production. Because what they told me was when I was doing the tour of the school was I'm showed all the studios, all the boards, all the high-tech equipment they have. And then when I start classes, I have a Photoshop class. I have a fucking art history class, math class. And I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? It's because that's the classes you need to take to do this. But then I find out that it's an unaccredited school that's trying to give me an official bachelor's degree. So I think I don't know what that fucking loophole is.
Yeah.
But essentially where it was like, I can't, even if I say
Can't
like,
do
all right, well, I
anything
want to
with
switch
that.
to another school and I'm like 3 years into this program here. If there is another program somewhere else, I can't even transfer these credits because it's not but they still expect it to be student loans. And I'm like, principally, I may or may not have made any payments on them whatsoever at all. Ever.
Politely, I disagree.
I definitely disagree. And when I go to my Credit Karma, it shows that I have 0 student loans.
Nice.
Which is weird because I don't think it officially qualifies, and I don't know that loop. I don't know what the situation.
Well, did that place shut down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't a fucking school.
No. I know.
You know Full Sail?
Yeah. No. What I'm saying is, I was like, I wonder if it shutting down affected something with like the loans, or they're like, yeah, maybe that's technically out there, but there's no one there to do the paperwork because they don't fucking care.
Yeah, and that's what I mean is like I think it's like it was Tampa's version of Full Sail. So like if you didn't want to go to Orlando to Full Sail, there's IADT, which was the International Design and Technology, International IADT, International Academy of Design and Technology. And I was like, wow, that's a really cool way to make a fucking scam sound legitimate and go like, do you want to be a famous music producer? And I go, yeah, absolutely. And that was my issue. See, I should have pulled a Rick Rubin and said, yes, I do. Oh, wait, I am. Look, I am. I'm a music producer. Look,
but that's the thing. I am.
I am.
Nah, it just is that's the thing I've been thinking about where it's like, yeah, yeah, with your fucking school and all that kind of shit. It's just like, who are you? Like,
yeah.
Like I think about it in the smallest sense. Like when I'm doing when I'm captaining on the valet shit and I'm counting the money to then tip out to the other guys later, I could easily count it wrong and save myself a couple bucks, and I probably wouldn't get caught if I just kept it modest. Like I could easily do that. And then it's like, yeah, but that would make me a really bad person.
Yeah, that would make me a piece of shit.
Yeah, that would make me an absolute. And honestly, I don't even like half the guys I work with. No, I do. I actually do like. That was a joke. I like most of them.
And then when you actually do get, if one of them did do it, you'd be like, hey, why are you doing that?
Yeah,
and be like, you don't see it.
But I guess it's just it's that guy who does, skim off the top. It's just constant, and there's no. I don't know, man. It's all fucking retarded. Let me play this dadgum guy.
This is Carmela Soprano. She has a new podcast on.
Thank you, Seth. Thank you, Brian.
I've seen this guy before.
Hold
I
on.
think I like him.
Hold on. By the way, his little thing about his jacket too is cute. I think it's dumb as fuck, but it's cute to be like. He goes like, this is my rough house jacket or my rambling jacket. I can't remember what he does, but it's cute.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Seth. Thank you, Brian. Somebody asked me if I was going to wear my jacket up there, and I said, to quote the immortal words of Henry Winkler when he played the Fonz, I always rumble in this jacket, because that's what we're up against. This is a fist fight, folks. Now, first, I guess I need to thank Chairman Stiles and the committee.
Like, next.
Bomb. Go. Boo.
House Admin and
Bring up the last guy.
Administration Committee for taking this up, because I realize what we're up against. I mean, this is, everybody talks about this place being a dadgum.
I love you too, Derek.
Love you too,
I
buddy.
wanted Derek.
Also,
to feel
Happy New
seen.
Year, Far Wild. I saw that earlier, and I didn't see
Happy
anybody.
Jew queers.
Don't bite my kitty cat.
Swamp. It's not a swamp. A swamp is something cool God created. It filters water. Animal life lives and flourishes around it.
Can I say something? Something
Go
about
on.
him. Something about him. Go on, now. Go on. Something about him saying it's a cool thing. I go, I like that.
Yeah, like when he did the Fonz joke, I go like, I get it. You got to do your bits, your opening line, whatever. I get it. I trust me, I do get it. You have to have an opening.
Yeah.
But once he goes into like this, the separation of it ain't a swamp. A swamp is cool, man. It makes stuff, and you're like, yeah, man, a swamp is pretty fucking cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't
Why
say
would
you're
it-
draining a swamp. Don't drain a swamp. We like environment stuff. You're
Fuck
supposed to
that,
keep the
swamps.
swamps active, and you're supposed to let them flourish like the Everglades.
Swamp Thing would never let these pedophiles in his swamp.
Exactly. So like that's a great point. Then this is where you got me back on the side.
Swamps are cool.
Swamps are cool.
It's not a swamp. A swamp is something cool God created. It filters water. Animal life lives and flourishes around it. This is a sewer. This is created by man, and it needs to stop. We've, for years, Congress has been using hardworking American taxpayers' money to get rich. Dadgum, it's got to stop. America knows what the heck's going on. Everybody wants to knock Pelosi. Heck, she's not even in the top 10. Get on that Unusual Whales site. This is pathetic, folks. We all know what's going on. Congress knows what the hell's going on, and it needs to stop. This body has been enriching itself on the taxpayers' dime for too dadgum long, and it's got to stop. This place is crooked and is crooked as a dog's leg. That's an old East Tennessee saying, but it's the truth. And it needs to stop. America knows what's going on. We're in committee meetings. We hear things before y'all do. We can make those connections. When you see a member of this body making 400, 500, 600 trades a year, you know something's wrong. Everybody ought to do like I do.
It's such a good point too with the like that's also to my point. I brought this up a lot of times because it's like whenever I get shit for like being a libertarian or whatever, I'm always like, bro, I didn't want this life. I just I was like, everything seems kind of gay and retarded. And you look into it, and I came to the conclusion, I go, yeah, libertarians are right about stuff, and they're the least gay and retarded. Although libertarians are still pretty gay and retarded, but for other reasons. Wait, I got off track. No, dude, the insider trading shit is like the most perfect example where it's like, okay, you guys already make more money every year than the average American.
Yeah.
And then it's like, also, I wouldn't even blame them if they just skimmed a little bit. You know what I mean? It's like when you watch one scene. What?
I would. I'd still. I get what you're saying. Like if you found out, you would be like, hey, stop it.
Well,
You know
no,
what I
it's
mean?
like
we
it's
gotta
like
get that guy out of here.
no, because we compare the government to the mafia, which is a very, very appropriate comparison. I mean, honestly, the mafia is a little more respectable because they don't fucking lie nearly as much. But I forget which movie it was. It was like Goodfellas, or it was one of those mob movies where they were talking about like, all like the scam they were running of like moving product, and it was just about how everyone at every single point, I think it might have been Casino, actually. It was like everyone at every single point takes a little bit for themselves, and it's just a thing you got to accept so the thing operates. So it's like if you're in Congress making $150K a year, whatever they make, and I find out every year you're taking like 50, 60, 70K extra. It's like, it's fucked up, but it's like, yeah, you're playing the game a little bit. It's when you're like, oh yeah, Nancy Pelosi's just worth $100 million something. You're like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
It's and then you're just like, oh no, like not we can't do anything about it. You're just gonna do it, and then like the Somalian daycare, when we call you on it, you're gonna call us assholes. Like, what the fuck, dude?
I got my buddy Tommy Siler who invested in my mutual fund. I ended up having to cash it out because my daughter's going to school. I'm not a wealthy man. But look, this thing is broken, and it needs to be fixed. And this is the right avenue to do it. And I want to say something. I'm going to get these guys mad at me, but I really don't care because they can't vote in my district. This thing ain't going to pass. We're going to pass something in the House, and then guess what? The Senate will either, one, not take it up, or they'll come back in righteous indignation and say, oh, we need to make this stronger, something totally ridiculous, and they'll send it back to us. This is a scam that's being played on the American public, and it needs to stop. Let's quit with this nonsense. Let's give America a reason to trust Congress for once in our miserable lives. This is our chance to stand up and say, we hear what you're saying, America. We're going to fix this dadgum problem. But we probably won't do it. And I'll remain ticked off the rest of the day because of this. And it needs to stop. I want to thank all these folks, really. I joke around about it. You want to talk about something that, we all working together? Dadgummit, this is the issue. This is the issue where Democrats and Republicans. Dadgummit, if I can stand up here with these two. Yeah, these two. I mean, people back in East Tennessee are going, what in the heck's...
He just turns to the lady. He's like, these two, not whatever she is.
Yeah, whatever this one is. These and
What you
them.
doing sitting next to Proud Paul, for goodness sakes? Well, I'm not going to beat her and her...
I don't know if she's from south of the border or the Far East, but damn it, does she do a good fucking job?
district, and she sure as heck ain't going to come down to East Tennessee and beat me. But this is an issue that America's united on. We ought to get behind this thing. You all in the press, it would make a hell of a lot of sense if y'all would put the pressure on Congress and make us do the right thing for once in our miserable lives. Thank y'all. Sorry I'm so jacked up.
Bro, like, not only was he getting the fucking guys behind him.
Sorry. I just love. Sorry, I'm so jacked up. Just did the most polite rant ever. Yeah. Oh, just sorry, I got so worked up.
Polite and like concise and like correct. And like I also love the fact that he says he's like, for once in our miserable lives. And it's like one of those things of like, look, we all hate this shit, but like, come on, man, hold us accountable. He's a guy who is there that's saying like, hold us accountable. Like, this is crazy that this continues to go on. He's like, it's a waste of fucking people's time. It's all this other bullshit. Also hits him with 5 dadgums. He fucking he gets pops from fucking behind him. The dude's when he's like, this shit ain't gonna pass. Fuck this shit. I love the fact of his modesty is like spectrum going back and forth, where he's just like, pardon my French, but this heck is his really darn it. And then another time where he's like, hell, this shit sucks. You know what I mean? Like he's all over the road, and I fucking love that guy. I had
heck to this gosh dang darn it.
Yeah, I happened to note I counted 5 dadgummits in like, because that was
we should have done a this gotta stop, because that might have hit 15.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like when he was just like, all right, well, I'm sorry about, like, it was a nice 3-minute clip, concise, incredibly it was incredibly insightful, and just the fact that he's like I think he's like essentially kind of like how we were talking about when we found out like how much differently we'd have to be working to be incredibly successful in comedy. And it's like, this job sucks. He's just like,
you and me are just,
I'm fucking coming here and arguing with a bunch of fucking dumbasses. This sucks.
You
Swamps
and me
are cool. This place is a sewer.
You and me are just at the creek watching some fucking prostitute who decided to do stand-up. We're just like, dadgummit, this gotta stop.
This sucks.
No, it's stuff like this is why, and because of a lot of shit, you know, there's a lot there for many reasons I default to smaller government, less government interaction. But coming from a standpoint of like just you know, like a plea to normal people who, you know, you're not deep into politics and shit, nor should you be. But like to me, stuff like this is the greatest argument of why, like, you know, it's almost like the government's going, "We got it, don't worry." And it's like, I don't think you got it. Because honestly, most of the time, I don't think you like ever got it. It's constant like, okay, so we're gonna do this program, and a bunch of Somalians are scamming the government, and it's gone. Like it's that South Park meme, and all the money's gone, and we didn't do anything, and all the water
dollars going to fucking Israel. Like,
yeah,
like all this other shit.
yeah, you're like, oh my god, dude, the fucking the soil in East Palestine is fucked up. So I really do think we should send another billion to Ukraine. You know what I mean? It's like, I guess my plea, this is all I want. Stop trying to help. Just, it does, you guys don't need, you don't need to help. It's like everywhere you go. That's why I always laugh. I go like, well, you know, how could we, you know, how could we do this like without cops who come 40 minutes late to everything? And how could we do it without all these hardworking people in the government who fucking are worth hundreds of $1 billion because they do insider trading and all that? And it's like down to the littlest of shit where you find out you have to get a license to cut hair and shit like that. We're like, yeah, thank God you're protecting dangerous salons in the hood that just want to operate, or you need to get a license to fish or something. It's like, you're not like, it's clearly just a scam. If I could just be so modest and ask, just stop trying to help. We don't need the help. I think no, I don't know, man. There's this like, in my opinion, there's this like demoralization campaign, and it's why it's a lot of people are under Stockholm syndrome with the current sort of system that we have. And it's like, it's made people to believe that they can't figure it out themselves. And I'm not saying every inch of this and that, but it's just like, you don't, I'll put it this way. You don't need the government's help as much as you think you do. You got it way more than you do. And they're way less of a benefit than they are a positive. And yeah. It's got to stop.
Dadgummit.
It's got to stop.
Dadgummit.
Dadgummit.
It's a dadgum sewer. Because swamp.
Oh wait, I forgot. It's St. Ivan's birthday. Today is my birthday. May I receive a gift from King Malafa? What is it, Pat? What's that last thing say?
Malafa Nija.
Oh, okay. I don't think that's what it says.
I don't know if that's how it's pronounced.
Andy, whatever it said, say it. Say I am king. What the hell? And it's my birthday. Can I have head? Like, that's basically what you're doing.
What is the Joe Rogan thing? What's that? Is that like
I don't know. Good Joe Rogan poll.
Was that guy on Joe Rogan? That guy should be on Joe Rogan.
Yeah. After they get to 4 hours, he's like, this podcast got to stop.
This has got to stop.
I got to pee. High five.
Yeah. We did it. High five.
Great minds think of Dykes.
Well, happy birthday. Did you say is his birthday today?
It is his birthday. I will say happy birthday, but I don't know what you want.
Yeah. What do you want? Like what? Like
well, he just called
trunk
me
or just mushroom.
He called me King Malafa N-word, and now he wants me to say he's the king.
Yeah, I'm not even.
You're not the king. I'm the king. I'm the king N-word. That's what everyone calls me.
That's what it was.
Also, I don't know if you know this, King Kong does not have shit on me.
Really?
No.
I saw a really cool thing that was like a
pornography.
Yes, that's what it was. No, it was a thing for your car that you could like stick on the passenger windows. That was like a hand signal that you have different buttons, and it would light up the certain. So it would be like a wave, and then another one would be a middle finger.
Nice.
And I was like, that's a level of passive aggressiveness that even I'm not prepared for. Not even passive aggressive. That's just aggressiveness when I pass somebody. But like it's a thing where I'm like, I would use it too effectively, or I would end up I wouldn't get into an accident using my phone, but I would get into an accident using that little button to say like, which one? Oh, I love you. I want to send this.
Yeah. He wanted me to say the
The N-word.
the word. Wait, remember when Andy was determining who can say N-words and who can't? Yeah, I mean, hey man, things are true or they're not. So
I thought
just
literally everyone could.
everyone can.
Yeah.
Dude, it's literally that clip. I forget the guy's name. And it was the black dude on, for some reason, ESPN was talking about race and racism and stuff. And because their reporters are super trained for that. And the white guy was like, yeah, but if I say it, everyone's gonna have a problem. And then the black guy's like, you can say it. He's like, I can't say it. He's like, yeah, you can say it.
I don't think
Say
that's
it.
ESPN. I think that's a movie. I'm pretty sure that guy's an actor. I think the clip that I've seen a bunch of times of that news desk, I'm pretty sure that's I think I've seen him in Spike Lee movies. He's like,
I don't think that clip's acting. No, I thought I saw that.
I'm almost certain of it. That looks like a movie clip. A clip from a movie, at least. Like because it doesn't look like news footage or anything like that. It just looks like it looks too fancy.
Yeah. Oh, damn. That popped up immediately.
It is a movie?
No, I don't think it's a movie.
Oh.
No, I was just saying it's.
That
I
one, yeah.
found the clip and it like popped. I was just impressed how quick it popped up.
Oh.
I see racism against whites every day, every single day, yet I'm a racist for pointing that out?
Adrian,
What's your take?
take on what?
What Chuck just said. Is racism just a one-way street?
I think that's his opinion.
Look at your firm, Adrian. You get the benefit of no bid contracts because you're an African-American firm. Now, as a white lawyer, what am I supposed to think of that?
I don't know.
I think Chuck is pointing out a double standard here, Adrian. I mean, take hip-hop. We've talked about this on the show before. You have African-American rappers saying N-word this and N-word that, but a Caucasian can't.
So say it.
Say what?
Say the word you want to say.
I'm not saying that I want to say it. I'm just saying that I can't.
Sure you can. Say it. Say it right now. I will say it with you.
Okay.
Yeah, his name is Delroy Lindo. He's a British actor.
Oh, wait, is this a TV show?
It's either a show or a movie, yeah.
No shit.
And like I've seen that a bunch of times because I see that clip that says like, "Oh, Anchor gets completely, flabbergasted or caught, whatever it is." Yeah, it's like and ever since I've seen it, I'm like, it's a great clip. I think it's really funny contextually, but it's not a real news clip.
Sure.
Yeah.
The way they film it, it looks literally like the cameras they use for the news.
Because like if you search the show news of the day, it is only that clip.
Yeah. No. I'm realizing now that that's so fucking funny. I remember watching it and I remember the first time I watched it, I thought it was from like ESPN or something like that.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Either way, I do think that moment is like the real, because that's really what it is with like words. It's everyone always tries to have these like autistic breakdowns of like, well, you can say it because A, B, and C with history. And I go, nah, it's literally like, it's all vibes. And there's way less moments for white people where it matches the vibe. It almost never matches the vibe, in my opinion, because of like, it is about history, but it is also just, it's about vibes. So I always make the joke. I go, if you're not sure if you can say it, say it. Then you'll find out how people feel about you saying it.
Right. Yeah. But like to say allowed, not allowed. It's like, it's just about what the repercussions. It's like you're allowed to say any of your opinions about anything, but you might get blocked and you might have to make a new screen name or like, you know what I mean? Like, there's certain things that happen individually, but also like on a mass scale of like, ultimately anybody can say anything, anytime, anywhere, whatever. But like, it's about the consequences and or the reaction to what you say. And it's like, it's also a weird thing to say, like, to have this argument and to say like, go ahead, you can say it. Oh, why do you say it? Well, and it's like, I don't wanna. I feel like you're trying to punk me into doing something that I never even intended to do in for the first place.
That was something I always had pushed back on, because I remember always hearing, I don't hear it as much anymore, but there is this like, Well, there's this like sect of black people that think like white people are just, and I get where it comes from because if you look through history, there is a long history of white people not minding like minded too much of black people's business. You know what I mean? And but like I always remember from like my vantage point, I go like, yeah, it's not a thing of like everyone's just fucking thinking about, you know, the other people that they're mad at. So then that would turn into a thing of like white people are just clamoring to say it. And I go like, no, I think a lot of times it just comes from like you were almost what the fuck was I trying? I don't know. I'm all over the place.
No.
I think it comes from a place of like that because it goes back to the thing of like, well, you can't say it. And it's like, well, what does that mean? Like if I'm alone in my car listening to Drake singing every lyric, I was like, are the cops gonna pop out and beat me up or something like that?
Yeah, I think
You know what I mean? But it goes back to what you were kind of getting at, where it's like, yeah, no, it's more about a barometer of like you shouldn't say certain things at certain times because it's rude.
Yeah. Well, it's like it's reading the room kind of thing of like, I think there's a line between limiting speech and holding someone accountable. And I think that like when your sole purpose is specifically to like, when it's very clear your sole purpose is to specifically provoke agitation or something like that, then yeah, like it's the same way like if you're sitting at a baseball game with your kid or your mom or your wife or anybody and they kept saying crazy shit to your wife or your mom or your, and like, yeah, absolutely. It's, you have freedom of speech, you have all this other shit, but it's also like there's gonna be a line to where like you push it. When you're specifically trying to agitate something, sometimes people will be willing to oblige. So if somebody comes up to you and says, you're fucking, your head's stupid, your ass is dumb, your blah, 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 whatever the fuck it is, your wife is ugly, your wife is fat, whatever the fuck it is, okay, you can say that, but maybe you'll deal with the certain consequences that person sees fit in dealing with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of a thing of like, you can, we talked about it like near the beginning of the show where Tom Segura is literally limiting or letting his speech be limited in his podcast or in his comedy special because possibly you don't want to offend advertisers or Uber or Lyft, so you say rideshare. But rideshare is not obviously what you're saying in the joke. You find the word that works best. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit, I'm gonna, because it's word economy. You try to find the funniest, best, most applicable word and saying, I'm going to order a rideshare. You know, like nobody in the entire world ever says. So it's like you're making it more obvious.
Yeah.
But if you're out in public and somebody goes, I think I could say this. I think I can't say this. I think blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And somebody just starts saying stuff just specifically to get a reaction. And then they get a reaction like that. I don't think that I don't think it's legal. I don't think it's okay. But it's also like you're getting literally what you're asking for. If there was ever a situation of somebody getting what they asked for, it would be somebody that's like, I can say whatever I want. I can say whatever I want. It's like, okay, what? Then just do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There is this.
Just do what, why can't you just exist in a world where you can say whatever you want instead of having to let everybody know I can say whatever the fuck I want. It's the Constitution.
No, it is funny because there's this weird balancing act. You see it a lot of times with like the N-word or certain words in particular. You just made me realize this. There is this like weird balancing act where you have one side that doesn't want you to say it, and then they inadvertently provoke people they don't want to say it. And then there's another side that's like, well, I wasn't gonna say it, but the way you're talking to me now just makes me want to say it. And it's like,
you know what? You're acting like wait a minute.
And it is this I'm just ignoring the chat. Just Netflix is the girl. I'm still saying it. Well, we know that. Your middle name is I'm saying it. You know what I mean? I love you, brother. Oh wait, Netflix is in the chat. What's up, you fucking bitch? I'm just gonna skip. I'm gonna be a fucking. I'm not defending my title. I'm never coming back to Munchkin. I'm just holding on to it. But yeah, I think we can agree that everyone should say it all the time. I think
Yeah.
that's really what
But
we've come down to.
also, like sometimes people can accurately portray the sentiment in one clip of being like, just stop fucking arguing about it. Say it or don't say it. I don't fucking
Yeah.
care. And if somebody gets pissed off at you, it's the same thing of like, yes, you can say like, oh, the fucking team you like is really lame. And sometimes there's going to be a fucking psycho that says, oh yeah, I'm willing to die for that. And then they'll fucking kill you in a parking lot. And it's like, I don't condone that. And I don't think it's okay. But I personally know that people are capable of both reactions. And it doesn't matter how morally or justifiably or even legally I'm correct. People will act accordingly to their emotions, unfortunately. And it happens, it's not just any particular slur. It's literally could be anything. I mean, I'll argue this. I think if you call any black person boy, it's almost as hurtful as the N word. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't say the B word. It's one of those things of like, it's oftentimes intonation, but it's
that's
almost
again.
it's almost always it's almost always just your intonation. If your intent is to offend them, you will get it done.
That's again why it really comes down to context, because it's like, yeah, you're 100% right. You would probably get your ass beat the same amount as if you called a black person boy as if you called him the N-word. And it's like, but one of them, you can say in other context in public. It's you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just
there's like a pretty good amount of words that I have very little use for in general. Physical fitness, either one of those, that's not something, unless it's like me describing things I avoid.
No, I'm full.
Yeah. No, yeah. When somebody comes over with me at a Brazilian steakhouse, I'm a menace.
Yeah.
But if it's
I know I vomited, I'm still gonna hit another blinker.
but if it's the amount of like, it's like comics arguing about can you wear shorts on stage or not. It's like, just wear shorts or don't. Just shut the fuck up. Stop arguing about this shit. Like, you can say what you want, you can wear what you want. It's just about people may.
I've watched national headliners
may react differently in different scenarios.
I've seen national headliners who don't understand joke structure. Why don't you worry about that first?
Right. Yeah.
Also, my last tidbit that we can get out of here. There is some ultimate irony into being like, by the way, there's a word, if you say it, I'm letting you know right now, I will freak the fuck out.
Right. Yeah. Like, that's the thing of like, but that's the thing is like, it doesn't mean that I go like, I better not say that word. It's like, I'm dealing with an unstable individual. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so like if somebody were to come up to you and say like, every time I hear somebody chew with their mouth open, I literally reach for my gun. And you go like, okay, so I don't chew with my mouth open, but just in case, I just need to now acknowledge this person might be a little unhinged.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they're joking at all. And they may punch me if I say something they don't like. It's the same thing with, dude, I was in a fucking convenience store Monday. I was going in there to buy, I wanted to buy hat and gloves because we were going to be sitting outside. And I was like, I wanted to get something to keep warm. And I'm in this fucking store and this fucking drunk guy comes in. I thought he was homeless at first. And he this guy was like the most bipolar drunk guy I've ever experienced in my life. He's standing there at the counter talking to the
what store were you in?
It was like a souvenir thing down by the Metal Pizza across from the.
Oh, you're on 6th Street, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, and I was in the souvenir store or whatever, and it was like, and I'm like standing in front of the hats and gloves, and I'm just with my back to the register. It's right near the front, and this guy goes, hey, man, I don't know what he's trying to buy. I think he was trying to buy a charger or something like that, or charge a thing for his vape. I don't know exactly what it was. But, like, the guy goes, okay, it'll be $9.27. He said, you said it'd be $8. And he's like, yes, plus tax. And he's like, I've killed 11 people. He's like, I'm boxing champion. And he's drunk as fuck. And he, like, keeps saying, he's like, you want to go outside? And the guy goes, what? And like the white guy who's drunk as hell that keeps saying, I'm from Philly. I killed 11 people. and he's like breathing so heavy and like going like, and the guy's like, but the white guy calls the Arab guy the N-word.
Hell yeah, dude.
And then the guy goes, "You don't call me N-word. I call you." He's like, He's like, "You want to go outside?" He's like, "Yes." And he goes, "Okay, let's go outside." But they never raised their tone. I'm actually speaking louder than either one of them were. They're having the most weird bipolar conversation where they're trying. He's like, "Okay." He's like, "All right, well, how much is for that?" After the threatening to
You
kill
call
him.
me Edward? You call me Edward?
And like brother, this goes on for 10 minutes. And I'm like, I'm like, I think I feel like I felt I had to stick around just in case this fucking guy got crazy to at least contain him or throw him out the store or some shit. Like, cause this guy, this little fucking Indian guy is just like,
Was he tiny?
yeah, he was a little guy. But like the guy was like, "I'll go outside." He's like, "Yes, let's go outside. Yes, come on." He's
Yeah,
like,
because
"Yes,
he probably
let's
has
go
a
outside."
fucking shotgun or like a
And that's what I'm
giant
saying, is,
bat.
like, shit's about to go down, so I'm like, I'm gonna hold out just to make sure I don't need to like witness something.
You just pull out your phone, turn to the Indian guy. Don't worry, you can use this in court so
Yeah.
everyone knows it's justified.
Brother, it
Dude.
was like an 11-minute exchange. I was
Wait,
like,
when did this happen?
Monday night, and I was like just standing with my back to
Oh.
this whole time, and I was just like, I think I'm gonna have to fucking like choke this guy out. Like this guy's
Dude.
fucking like, but he was the most like subtle, crazy guy. And also, usually when people are telling you how tough they are, they're not very tough. Usually when
Yeah.
they tell you exactly how many people they killed, and he's like, "Do you want to make it 12?" And it's just like, shut the fuck up, you drunk fucking Frieza. Oh my
Yeah.
God. It was, but like the fact that the two ethnicities are using a slur that really I didn't think really contained to either one of them.
Dude, you just reminded me. I have a guy N-word story that happened last night. Dude, 8 minutes into the new year. I'm
Yeah.
downtown finishing up my shift at the car park store. And 8 minutes into the new year, just a Mexican guy screaming into his phone FaceTime, "Happy New Year's!" I go like, man, 2026 is gonna be a
So
good
that's what I'm
year.
saying. It's like literally anybody can say it, but there just so happened to be a bunch of people around that person that weren't going to be immediately affected or bothered by it.
Dude, that's why
it's gonna happen. If you're at a Dallas Cowboys game and you're going, "Go Birds," you know what I mean? Like, unless there's a lot of other Eagle fans around you, people might go, "What'd you fucking say?" Like,
Yeah.
and
That's
you
why-
have to realize that there are unhinged people out there that are going to punch you because you like a different colored jersey than you than them.
Yeah,
Like,
but that's
just
why all that shit just comes back to like that. I realized this forever ago because it's why always trying to figure out like, dude, it's the problem with all the fucking not to do the political shit, but it's the problem with all the fucking like ultra lefty shit because they're all fucking Marxists. So
Yeah.
it's all about like it's all just like a fucking oh, what's the goddamn word? It's like it's just the struggle Olympics.
Mhm.
Like who with my skin had it worse historically, and they're all trying to like quantify it and
Yeah,
fight.
when
It's
Irish
like,
people, there were Irish slaves, and you're like, yeah.
well, it's like that. It's like,
Yep.
but it's and it's always just a thing of like
That was
it's
also
just-
bad.
Yeah, but it's like, no. It's a good thing to bring up because it is like that is honestly a thing. I've learned more about it, and I go, it was actually way more of a thing than people realize.
Mhm.
But it's also like it's like don't get involved in the loser Olympics.
Yeah.
Of just like, actually, we fucking got butt fucked too, and you
I'm
should
a
treat me
little
like
more
a baby because I got butt fucked. And it's always people who look like me got butt fucked.
Yeah, it's not even you personally. It's just like the thing of like my ancestors, my thing. That's why I always thought like your history or your like hometown, being really proud of like again your race or your hometown where you were born are two of the craziest things in the world because you have to be proud of them. To have pride in them is one thing, but to be like, I'm proud to be from the place that my mom happened to push me out of her pussy.
Yeah.
Like this happens
I'm
to be
proud-
the place that I was an infant through 12 years old. And
I'm proud that
means I
my-
will die for this team.
I'm proud that my dad emptied his nutsack in this area code.
Right. It's
Oh,
like
but
you had nothing
the-
to do with it.
The point I was trying to get to is like you think about all that stuff and you realize how fucking retarded that the argument is of like trying to win the fucking pain Olympics or whatever the fuck. Now that's a whole other thing on the internet of weird balls getting busted. But no, it is the who suffered more Olympics or whatever the fuck, and you realize it all gets boiled down to like, and I'm not trying to just oversimplify it, I just truly mean this, like it really just goes down to like, don't be a dick.
Yeah.
You
Go
just
right.
like that's the barometer of like, you don't judge people by their skin tone, you treat them like everyone else, you don't be a dick. If they're a dick, then you can be a dick to them. Like it's like,
Yeah, it's like that's the kind of golden rule is I'm respectful of the people around me. Either way, let's just say this: no matter what the word is, if it's a forbidden word or if it's not a forbidden word, there are words that are disrespectful to people. Certain words can be disrespectful. I think that was the best way to put it. Sometimes people may use a word that's disrespectful, or you may use, and like that's the thing is learning that. And once you know that some people may find certain things disrespectful, and then you use them, even though because you can, then that feels like an abuse of a freedom. Do you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You're not.
No, and that
don't
I was
think
gonna say that
that does not mean that you should lose that freedom. It just means that you need to learn a little bit more about freedoms.
Yeah,
and
no,
and the
that
fact
was-
that yes, I can run around naked. Is it morally okay? No. Is it physically okay? Is people going to throw up? Yes. People
Yeah.
will die. It will be a public safety issue because of how many people will throw up to death from seeing me run around naked.
no,
But I
my
can
body-
do that.
No, big
Should
is
I?
beautiful.
No, and should I do that because it's against the law? It's not because of the law. It's not because of a rule. I don't want to do that because, first of all, it's very cold out. Also, it's
Kind of cold this time of year. You're right.
So you know what I mean? Like it's one of those things of like, yeah, I can. You're abusing a freedom, and it's a thing of like that is unfortunately how we end up losing freedoms, is because then people start going like, I'm going to go ahead and you know, for the safety of everyone. So people stop getting punched out here. It's like, we know this from my many gripes with the suicide bridge in Sarasota was the fact that they're like, oh no, so many people are committing suicide. Let's just put up a big wall so they can't do it here anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like it's not that the epidemic is suicide. It's just the fact that we're tired of cleaning them up here. So like, why don't you just go do it somewhere else? And you're not going to fix the problem the way it is. So like, that's how I think we get fucked a lot of times, is people just going like provoking or abusing privileges.
Yeah. Well, no, that is it's a big thing. That's so funny. People are abusing the privilege of jumping off a bridge. Guys,
You just
too
didn't spare-
many. You guys did too many this week. We had to put up a wall.
Yeah, this is now we're losing money, guys.
No, it is true. It is true where it is. There is a lot of people will be like, you can't do this because of history. And you're like, you're right. That is fucked up. We won't do this. And then when they take advantage of that, you're like, well, no, but you also can't be nasty. You also
Yeah.
can't be nasty. We
Can't be nasty.
we respect your wishes, but you also can't be nasty about it.
Right. Let's
But
all be
yeah.
respectful. But
Hell
hey,
yeah. What a good fucking broadcast today.
we did it.
Um
We're the best.
we're the best podcast. But anyway, R.I.P. to Lauren Compton's fat tits. No, I think they're still
I
big.
think she's still around. Yeah.
I think they're still big and fat. I'm sorry what Pat said about you. I love your big fat titties.
I think she's great. I just
I think
the show
she's-
sucks.
No, I think she's literally the most talented lady I've ever seen. Pat is rude and bad person. You're a bad